How do you know this?
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
When people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers.
And here we go.
Welcome to None of the Movie Pod. I'm Zach Williamson with Ross Cutsforth and Luke Goosens. And today, we're talking one big Marvel story before we finally discuss the rise of Skywalker. We want to remind everyone that if you're looking for more content from us, we have a Patreon now, and you can sign up at patreon.com/notanothemoviepod. This month, we're going to start talking Game of Thrones, the Targaryen prequel on the Patreon, and we're going to discuss the history of some of the big characters to expect in this series. So again, sign up at patreon.com/notanothemoviepod. Make sure to follow us on Twitter too, at notamoviepod and at Culture Cred. We just do a bunch of updates and post stuff about when to expect next episodes, all that. It's all on that page. In Bill news, this is my Bill news. It's Marvel related. Christian Bale is in talks to star in Thor: Love and Thunder.
You guys, young Odin?
And everyone thinks it might be Beta Ray Bill.
Who's Beta Ray Bill?
He's essentially a space horse who wields Mjolnir at one point. He's actually the true, well, yeah, he becomes Thor at one point, right, Ross?
Well, he wields Mjolnir, so he wields the power of Thor. Pretty baller. And that with the picture of his beard out like that, he looks kind of like a young Odin to me.
Oh, that was just some random ass picture I found and tweeted. That didn't have anything to do with it.
No, I know. I'm just saying in that picture, he looks like a young Odin.
Isn't Odin dead?
Yeah, but I was saying young Odin as in like a flashback.
But do you think Christian Bale's going to come back for a flashback?
I don't know. Matt Damon was in Ragnarok for what, 10 seconds?
That was a cameo though. This sounds like it's a legit role.
Yeah, that's true. Valid point.
And it's crazy too because he said he'd never do comic book movies again. Like very recently he said that.
Well, he's not for sure in it. It's just a rumor.
But widely reported, there was a few reliable sources posting this one. So he's in talks. Yeah, it's not official for sure.
But you think Beta Ray Bill? Was that just the consensus?
No, that was just when we posted it. Like that was a bunch of responses were saying Beta Ray Bill. It'd probably be more like a villain for Lady Thor or the Mighty Thor is what I would think if he was going to be a villain. I could see him being a villain though.
What kind of villain would he be though?
Or Bill?
There's this guy named the Minotaur, and he has a human alter ego, so he can switch between this like crazy beast. It seems more like what something Christian Bale would do. I couldn't see him wanting to just be a straight CGI character. Well, unless he was doing a voice, maybe. He's done a bunch of voice
he would
roles.
want to play the Minotaur though?
Beta Ray Bill. That's such a weird name.
I don't know what I would want him to play.
What's special about the Minotaur though? I've never heard of this character.
He's one of the main baddies for the Mighty Thor, which is where they're headed in this movie. They're passing the torch.
Oh, okay.
Thor to Natalie Portman's Thor when Jane becomes Thor.
Is there anything interesting about the Minotaur's character or anything that would attract Christian Bale?
He fucks him up. And Taika Waititi wrote the script. I think maybe that could be it. It's just how Taika must have wrote something pretty good if he's at least interested. It could just be too that they sent him the script and he's really thinking about it, but maybe not. It could be a situation with Joaquin Phoenix when he was thinking about being Doctor Strange, and then we know that didn't happen.
That's true. We don't know. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
we'll see. That was it. That was the only real little Marvel thing I had before. The real part of the pod.
Lego.
Okay, we ready? Star Wars talk?
We've been sitting on this one for a minute.
Oh, no, we have. It's been like fucking 3 weeks since this movie came out.
Everyone's seen it though.
Luke's finally seen it. Yeah, we can finally talk about it.
Fuck you. That wasn't even my fault.
No, not at all. I honestly can't believe you didn't see a spoiler for the first 2 weeks there.
I tell you, I don't go online, dude.
You didn't see any spoilers? Holy shit.
Fuck no.
Nice.
I know nothing. Dude, people were dropping spoilers like everywhere though. TV, random other places on the internet.
I'm just not online enough.
Good for you, Luke.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, fool. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Kept asking me for spoilers too, and I was like, nope, gotta go see it.
Dude, what? I was not asking you for spoilers.
You were like, explain why you didn't like it or what you did, or like what was good about it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, huh? That was on the Patreon.
I don't even remember that, dude. I must have blacked out.
So, Luke, I want to know what your thoughts were on it. I'm curious.
I just want to hear you unload is what I want to hear, Ross.
You want to hear me unload?
Jerome, unload on this movie.
I want to hear you go first before I unload on it.
The only way I know how to really do this movie is that this would be one that we kind of break down by parts, just because there's so much to cover with it.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Just give before we get all the way into it, just give your spoiler-free thoughts.
For a spoiler-free review, I thought this movie was visually very beautiful. With all the money thrown at it, you're going to get that. You expect that going in, and you do get it. There's some badass visuals, fight scenes, but there wasn't really, to me, there wasn't a lot of motion behind the action as far as that department goes. Some parts there were, but some parts there just wasn't anything behind the characters that made me care for them fighting.
Yeah, emotion as you, meaning like you as a viewer, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was emotionally invested into it.
Yeah, exactly.
It felt unearned.
Yes. The main consensus about this movie for me was just that it felt like it was the second movie in a trilogy. And it felt like episode 8 to me wasn't really there as much. They kind of took a few things from it, but there was no vision, no connection in this trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably, that gets said a lot, I feel like, online and stuff, but it's true. It's really how I felt about the movie. It just didn't feel a satisfying conclusion to this trilogy.
I don't even think you're the only one either. I mean, well, definitely online, but just even looking at the ratings of this movie had 56% Rotten Tomatoes. That's not very good. IMDb, which is an audience aggregating system, got a 6.9. So that's lower than The Last Jedi. That's bottom 3 score for a Star Wars movie. That's the only ones lower were episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, not good, man.
Wow. What? Episode 1 and 2 is better than this.
What?
Ooh, okay. Tell us where you're coming from, Luke.
Yeah, why do you think that? I would say the episode 1
trilogy and 2 made sense.
That's what I was going to say. The prequel trilogy at least is cohesive, but the dialogue, the writing, I mean, just the dialogue mostly in those movies.
Dude, episode 1 had a goat fight.
That's true.
There was no fight in this that was goat.
Top 5 Star Wars fight in episode 1.
Top 3.
Top 3? Shit. That's tough.
What's your top 3?
Number 1, Mustafar.
Yeah, Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's definitely in the top 3. And Vader and Luke in episode 5 is my top 3.
Number two is Palpatine and Mace Windu, and then number 3 is probably that fight.
The one where he's fighting Maul?
Yeah, Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Sorry. The one
we got a prequel boy over here.
Big time.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, though. The fucking fights in the OG trilogy they're not stuff that we expect today. They're not as good. The choreography is not as good. It's not as complex.
I would argue that
pretty simplistic.
I would argue that you could only say that about episode 4, because episode 5, although they're not twirling like crazy maniacs, the choreography is pretty solid as far as just more fighting like knights rather than crazy sci-fi ballerinas.
Yeah, Vader versus Luke. That was a pretty good one, man. Luke was pretty raw in that battle. He force jumped out of the pit when he thought he caught him, and that was a good battle. I like that one a lot. Definitely in the OT.
His arm cut off.
Yeah, he still gets smoked in the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He gets smoked.
And the back and forth in that battle was amazing. Just because you see the whole time Vader's toying with Luke.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and then at the end when Luke catches him on the shoulder, he gets angry and he's like, "Fuck this! I'm ending you."
Top 3, Ross.
Okay, on the spot. That's my favorite one. Every time I watch that one, dude, I get goosebumps. I'm like, "Fuck, this is sick." Okay, it has to be lightsaber on lightsaber, or can it be anything?
No, lightsaber, dude. Come on, lightsaber battles.
Fuck. Because my number 2 would be Vader versus the Rebels in Rogue One.
Yeah, that is one of the best scenes ever in Star Wars, but just straight lightsaber battles.
Okay, then I would have to go Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
See, that's my goosebumps one.
Yeah, that one's amazing, dude.
The one that, oh, dude, that fucking watching that. I seen that in theaters as a kid, dude. I was tripping balls.
Oh my god, yeah, I was freaking out.
Opening night, me and my brother went with my dad, dude. That shit was sick.
When's the last time you watched the prequels, Luke?
When's the last time?
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
I promise you those first 2 movies will not hold up like you remember.
The fights will.
True.
Okay.
For somewhat.
So we're talking about fights here. I'm not talking about like dialogue and fucking how good they are.
Okay, that third fight is hard to pick though. That's a really tough one. There's so many fights I could go into that one. There's Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul, and then there's Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin versus Count Dooku, and there's Yoda versus Palpatine. There's Obi-Wan versus General Grievous. There's Luke versus Darth Vader in Episode 6. Like, I feel like those all could be number 3.
Damn. What about
Dude.
is this only live action?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Okay, only live action.
I think we should only be talking about the fucking Skywalker saga right now. Is what I'm.
Good.
Okay.
Come
Honestly-
on, dude. You gotta have a top 3. Narrow it down.
Fuck. All right, I'm going with I'll go with Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon then.
That's a
what's
good
your
one.
top 3.
That one part, okay. That first Phantom Menace battle, there's definitely some of the most natural feeling choreography, especially when Maul and Obi-Wan are going at it.
Yeah.
For sure. But I do think that some parts of the prequel trilogy are a little over choreographed. Like there's that part even in episode 3 where they're just randomly waving those lightsabers for a second. They just do fucking like little X's in air against each other, Obi-Wan and Anakin.
I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
love that, dude. They're just feeling each other out, like force feeling.
Yeah, that's
Attributed to the force, dude. Just like everything else, you'd love to do that, Zach.
Okay. That's a good I like that. Good reason.
I kind of took it as they're brothers and they've fought alongside for so many years that they're so in tune with each other's fighting styles that they could they could be attacking and defending without even touching each other's swords.
Dude, it's almost like wrestling. If you've wrestled, you go into practice and you wrestle someone that you've always wrestled, you fucking are fainting. You're fainting. Dude, the entire practice is like you fainting against each other, and then one of you might get a single leg, and then it's just you fighting for position, and then maybe get a takedown. It's really, if you're wrestling someone that you've wrestled a lot before, it's really fucking, it's just boring. Kind of shit, it's fainting, kind of like they're doing.
Because so in tune with each other's fighting styles.
Yeah, because you know what they're gonna do next, so you're just trying to find your fucking opportunity, waiting for them to fuck up.
Yeah, that's how I took that part.
I like that. That's good reasoning. I was more just trying to argue for the sake of saying the OT doesn't have as good choreography because it was so early. But I do think, besides the first one with Obi-Wan and Vader, the other ones are pretty good for their
Obi-Wan
time.
and Vader's not.
Dude, for real, who choreographed Obi-Wan versus Vader? Like, was it a 60-year-old man that fucking choreographed that?
Dude, when Obi-Wan throws that little spin move in, he just
Dude.
does a complete 360 slow as fuck right in front of Vader.
Oh, here I go.
They're just tapping, dude. They're just they're just zapping.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just like slap.
Yeah, probably the worst one in the series.
The OG.
All right, Zach, what are your top 3?
Yeah, I want to hear Zach's.
Damn.
Yeah, get put on the spot. You see how it feels.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
Yeah, you fuck. Just
Okay.
kidding, Zach, I love you.
Did you just take another rip?
Me? No. I'm not even smoking tonight.
I was drinking my water bottle.
Oh.
I was thinking, because we're just talking straight, purely just the lightsaber aspects of it, right? Not like the significance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, then I probably would say, yeah, they have the prequel trilogies probably have the best lightsaber fights. At least 2 of the best ones. But as far as storytelling and writing, it's okay. Storytelling's fine. The dialogue and acting is not good. That's what I was saying. I'd probably still choose Obi-Wan versus Maul. Feels like the most natural fight for me. And they probably even let them just kind of do a scene and just kind of freestyle some stuff in there too.
And just seeing how much they practice with each other in real life.
Oh yeah, watching all those behind the scene videos are insane.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
what
I
it
would
takes.
probably I would agree with you guys. Anakin versus Obi-Wan, episode 3. That one's crazy.
Number 1 was your number 1.
I think that'd be my number 1. And number 2 would be Obi-Wan versus Maul. 3, then I'm doing Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. Dang, none of us put sequel trilogy in there.
I actually really like the water fight. The fight on the...
Dude, the water fight was pretty cool. I like
Yeah.
it when actors or when the choreographers have them turn their swords around. It seems kind of badass. How Kylo Ren was doing.
It was very fluid, and they started using force abilities while they stopped blades. That was pretty cool. That was some new stuff.
Yeah.
That was new.
That one was pretty good. Damn, honestly, fuck. I'd probably have watch a bootleg version, and I need to see like a just super cut of all the fights in a row. That one was pretty good. That was definitely one of the highlights for me of this movie.
I liked how natural that fight was. Just felt very, I don't know, casual, but they were also both full of rage at the same time.
Yeah, and you could tell that they're more just kind of raw. They don't have the years of training compared to, let's say, Obi-Wan and Maul probably had, or Anakin and Obi-Wan. It just was raw, swinging. It was good. I liked that fight. That was the best one of the new trilogy.
Yeah, I would probably agree.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Praetorian Guard throne room. But that one, the only problem with that one is when you slow it down, it's actually, the choreography is shit.
Are you talking about when they kill Snoke?
Yeah, right after that, when they fight those
red guards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's not like a lightsaber battle. That's just them
Close. I guess.
attacking these fucking red guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have like energy weapons.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, when you can see some errors. Rey kicks 3 dudes at once. They kind of just look like they're swinging at him, like they're acting. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like they're really trying to kill Kylo Ren in that fight.
The acting is what saves that fight too, just because they're so emotional and
Aesthetically, too, it's just like really good looking scene.
yeah,
That set looks sick.
Mm-hmm.
agreed. The red
There's
was
one-
dope.
There's one part too where one of the guards has 2 blades. She gets all tangled up with him, but then he only has 1 blade all of a sudden.
Yeah,
It just fucking disappears.
yeah. There was a lot of questionable little choreography mistakes in there. Luke versus Kylo
That doesn't count.
don't count. Okay.
Luke doesn't even, he's not even fighting anyone.
There's also Rey versus Kylo.
He just got bamboozled.
Yeah,
Rey versus Kyle. I don't think that first fight's that good.
Nah.
yeah.
I
Visually, it's pretty cool though. Similar to Episode 8.
In the new trilogy, that's what I was going to say too, is I don't think lightsaber battles have ever looked better because they have the lights, like they actually light up on their face and stuff. It just feels way more natural.
Yeah.
Compared to any other movie.
Damn it! Imagine if they had today's technology, but then the exact team for the original trilogy. That would be insane.
That'd be tight.
Just remake them. No.
Remake them. No, they would probably make them differently if they had today's technology, just because of
Yeah.
what they could do.
George Lucas probably fucked something up.
Maybe,
Probably.
but he had people in the original trilogy, like in their crew, that would help him keep him in check.
Well, that was what his problem was with the prequels, is that in the original trilogy, his wife rewrote the whole movie, and his group of boys were just like, dude, this sucks, the first time he showed him A New Hope. So he had to redo it. And then the second movie, he didn't even direct it. And the third one, he didn't direct either, the next 2. And he had people help with the story. Whereas the prequels, he had no one who would tell him no. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, dude, this dialogue's not great. Maybe we should go back to the lab and rewrite it again. Or
Bro, I love the clip of George Lucas watching The Phantom Menace, and he's like sitting there just contemplating, and then he says, I may have went a bit too far in a few places. And then he just gets silent as fuck.
there's a bunch of issues with those prequels for sure. At least they were cohesive though. That is the thing about this new trilogy though, is it, like you guys were saying, this shit didn't feel cohesive at all. Just felt like they were just throwing random stuff in and didn't know where they were going to go with it.
I agree, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank God the Skywalker saga is over so we can just move past. When they announced these movies, I was so hyped. And here we are now. I'm just like, damn, I wish that they hadn't even called those the Skywalker trilogy. They could have just done a different trilogy, just done something different and say it's not connected.
Yeah, I feel like it's not part of the Skywalker saga, dude.
Yeah, but they just wanted
It
to
just
use
tarnishes it.
the old characters to get people to come out to watch the
dude.
movie.
Lando Calrissian out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Come on, yay. Jesus.
I was definitely going to agree with you too, Ross, that it felt like they kind of smashed 2 movies together with this one. Just the pacing. And even the writer, Chris Terrio, said that he wished they could have split it into 2 movies. But the reasoning he said they didn't was because this was his quote. He said, but this is what George Lucas wanted. And I don't know if you can say that considering the fact that they threw out George Lucas's outlines for these movies. So this isn't what he wanted. I don't even know why. It honestly felt like with a lot of the stuff after the movie came out that he was kind of deflecting. Like he said, all this stuff was set before he was brought in. This is what JJ wanted. This is what George Lucas wanted. Like, I don't like that at all either.
Just kind of making excuses for it.
Yeah.
Not accepting blame kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you still wrote. Wrote most of the shit.
Dude. Yeah, that's weak.
George Lucas literally said he felt betrayed too.
Yeah, that's insane. That came out a couple months ago. He said he felt betrayed by Kathleen Kennedy and Disney, because they didn't, when he sold them the rights to Lucasfilm, he sold them the outlines too. And he must have been under the impression that they were going to use those, and they just threw them out, which is insane when you look back at Kathleen Kennedy a couple months ago. She was saying they had no material to work off of with this trilogy. You could borrow stuff from the extended universe.
What a fucking idiot. Oh my God.
And you had George Lucas's outline. You had that. You could have used some more stuff from that. George Lucas didn't even like The Force Awakens either. He said he thought it was too safe. Basically called it a rehash himself.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like,
Kathleen Kennedy is fucking stupid.
And the thing is, they don't have to just throw it out. They could just take in the script, use the core story, refine some of the things that are obviously not as well crafted.
Dude, isn't that pretty much what happened with the original trilogy?
Yeah.
They just took George Lucas's core story and refined it. I watched this documentary about the Star Wars story literally the other night.
No, yeah, man. There was a ton of drafts for the original.
He didn't even know that Luke and Leia were going to be twins until the fifth or sixth film. Or fifth film, right?
Yeah, well, the second one.
Film, sorry.
Well, okay, so what he did, so he didn't know in A New Hope that Darth Vader was going to be Luke's dad at the very beginning. He didn't know that. But that was something that he then, when he was writing Empire Strikes Back, that was a twist that he kept. He didn't tell anyone about that either. When they filmed the movie, Mark Hamill even said that when he did that line, he said, "No, Obi-Wan killed your father." And that was the first time he saw it, was when he saw the movie. He was like, "Oh shit, dude, that twist was crazy." So yeah, but I still feel like that's different than what they did with this, because that's just you developing your story. Whereas these movies kind of like walk back on stuff that was already established. And what you were saying, yeah, with Luke and Leia, that, yeah, he didn't have that. I don't know if you'd throw in a scene where they're kissing and stuff in Empire Strikes Back if you had that planned already. But narratively, that still works because neither of them knew. No one knew. And he knew that Luke was always going to have a twin. That was something he always had planned, but it wasn't until, I think, after The Empire Strikes Back, going into Return of the Jedi, when he decided to make them twins. And it worked out. It all works cohesively.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's really not that weird, because it's somebody, they got adopted by different families on different planets. They had literally no idea. So.
And they have a connection.
Dude, it's more just like, a family kiss. Like, hey, how are you doing,
And it was to make Han Solo jealous, too. What'd you say? Family
like, hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, big goose?
I missed you. Mwah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like some Tom Brady shit.
No, Tom Brady's beyond family shit.
Tom Brady's like kissing cousins down south shit.
He's like making out with his own son, bro.
Dude, what's wrong with deep throating your son?
Just feel
man's the goat, man. He can.
Don't, Zach. Don't even say what you're about to say. Fuck you.
6 rings.
Dude, yeah, 6 rings, and you're allowed to shove your tongue down your son's throat.
I'm not on board with that.
I'm down. Let's do it.
All right, boys. Should we start running through this film now? That was a good little prelude to actually going through the movie.
Yeah, sounds good.
So before we really talk this, I gotta say there's a lot of discussion online about what makes you a real Star Wars fan because of this movie, and it's all bullshit. You're allowed to say that you like this film and these Disney era films and still be a Star Wars fan. You're allowed to say you didn't like these films and still be a fan of Star Wars. People are allowed to have their opinions. No one should tell you you're wrong. No one is wrong. If you like this film, I'm very glad you liked it. I wish I did. I did think it was entertaining movie at parts and worth a watch. And I'll never forget my experience seeing it, because the end of the Skywalker saga, because I was at Lucasfilm for a press event. The atmosphere was crazy. I was there before any review came out of it, so very open mind. But I left feeling very unsatisfied when I thought back on a lot of the stuff that was previously established from other films. And I didn't like some of the character decisions and writings with this one. And we decided to wait to do this pod until the writers shared more details on their decisions. And that's honestly made it a little worse for me too since then. And I haven't talked to Luke and Ross about this at all yet. So as a precursor, it might get a little negative. And if you disagree with us, feel free to shoot us a DM on Not a Movie Pod on Twitter or on our Patreon and let us know your thoughts as well. I'd love to discuss some Star Wars with our listeners. All right, so opening crawl. The dead speak. Palpatine's back. He's back in the credit, or he's in the opening credits. No other hint, no other reason.
Dude, for real, that just like punches you right in the nuts. Palp's back. Guess what?
Like, okay.
You know where they dropped the message to is in Fortnite. His message across the galaxy.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and didn't put it in the movie.
Yeah.
What?
The only way you were hearing it is if you were on Fortnite or you found a clip of it later. Yeah. So Fortnite canon, I guess.
Oh
Fortnite
my
is canon.
God, dude. That's the fucking. Oh my God. I want to say something right now, but it's not supposed to be on air. Fuck, that's so dumb.
Horseshit.
Dude, and get this, the editor a couple days ago, she said that they thought providing the context for why he's back, more information, would have felt out of place in the story. It wasn't needed. I feel like that was definitely needed.
Dude, it felt like out of nowhere, like left field nowhere.
He was shoehorned right the fuck in there, dude. And it was like 5 minutes into the movie and he was already in there just talking to Kylo out of nowhere. You're right. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that part too. Next, yeah. So the first scene, that was Mustafar, by the way. Kylo's on Mustafar, which you wouldn't know either unless you read about it after the movie. I guess, well, they kind of have the planet.
He's on Mustafar?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
They could have showed Vader's castle or something to, that you know.
I think it was in ruins, right? It's probably been 30 years. It's probably destroyed at this point.
That's a good point.
And the reasoning is that this planet is healing, and that's why there's actually places you can stand. There isn't lava everywhere because the dark side's not tainting it anymore now that Darth Vader's gone. But here's the thing, even with that, the people that he's fighting are Vader cultists. So why wouldn't they want to work with the grandson of Darth Vader?
Yeah, man. I don't know. No idea. Maybe they're just...
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That was one of those scenes, too. I just wish that they actually had shown more of it because it just looked like it was going to be a badass scene, and then it was just gone. It was cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't... Wow.
I wasn't a huge fan of how that was put together, that scene. It was just a bunch of short snippets of him doing badass things.
Yeah, just like slaying motherfuckers is pretty much all it was.
Oh, I know, but that's what I was saying. I wish that they could have like shown that, maybe sped up and dragged that scene out a little bit, because they for sure cut stuff, because the First Order baddies, General Hux, another guy behind the scenes, said that there was a whole nother scene that was originally in that cut.
They could have just made this a fatty movie and everyone would have accepted it.
Oh, as the last Skywalker movie, for sure. Like people would have been down on it.
Yeah, and then we find out what happens to Snoke in the next scene. That part I did think was cool, just seeing all like the Sith fucking statues.
Dude, yeah, okay, that was tight, but
just the visuals.
Nowhere. Yeah.
And him trying to get into it, Kylo like flying through the nebula. Yeah, that all looked really sick. I was totally fine, and then we introduced him again. The thing is that Snoke stuff is a straight retcon, 100%.
Oh, just him being cloned and shit?
Yeah, because even in the old novelization for The Last Jedi and for The Force Awakens, so when JJ was still on it, in those novelizations, there's a part that mentions right before Palpatine was about to die, he sensed another like dark side force entity, which was Snoke out in the unknown region. So they totally retconned it because they just probably didn't know what to do after Rian Johnson killed him.
Damn, What the fuck? Good point.
Which I fucking liked, honestly.
So they made novels about the movies?
They always make novels to fill in all the little gaps and shit. I kind of hate it.
So you should fucking read the books in order for... So maybe the movies are better if you read the books, but that's still kind of stupid.
Yeah. I wish that they wouldn't make the books until way later. Because the way they do it now, I feel like they plan the movies to allow books to be written so that they could sell more product instead of writing the books just as something to add to the universe as a whole. It's more like they're taking away parts of the movie and then using that to fill it with more merchandise, like books.
Zach will like bring some shit up about like, oh yeah, this was in the books. It seems like it makes more sense for the movie.
Oh, I agree. But on the flip side, you can't fit everything into a movie. But still, there's definitely key details for this trilogy that I felt like, dude, put that on the screen. Especially if it's your last movie. This is supposed to be something that wraps up everything.
Yeah.
And it also makes it pointless for all these books and these comics and all this other shit if you just retcon what you put in there. What's the point of buying those things if they're not going to matter anyway?
Sell product.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Star Wars, dude.
And not enough people read them to where it would matter if they wanted to retcon something small like that.
Well, I was just meaning like, well, I don't think this is that small.
Well, okay, yeah.
Because Snoke wasn't supposed to be a clone. This is something they shoehorned in here at the end.
I think, but to the general audience, it's such a kind of minor detail in a book
Yeah, no one
that
knows
could get
about
overlooked really
that. Who
easy.
knew about that? Did you know about that before the movie?
Yeah,
I didn't.
I did.
Oh wait, I might have known that, but I
Dude, there's probably
wasn't
or
thinking
you
about
probably forgot about it. Even if you did know about that, you probably forgot about it. Like there was such a small percentage of the people who watched it knew that it was retcon.
I think this is something that we had talked about in the pod before, because we've talked about Snoke theories before, and we were saying that, well, he couldn't be a clone because they established he was someone else completely. He's a different entity. I mean, not anymore. Obviously, now he's a clone.
No, this was definitely not planned. You couldn't pay me to say that they planned Palpatine from episode 7 till now.
What
There's
you
no
mean,
way.
man? Ray had the lightsaber pose like him planned.
Wait, from episode 3?
Yeah, remember when he was about to fight Mace and all those fools, and he lunges back with his lightsaber? I'm making a joke, dude. There's no way they fucking planned this shit.
Yeah.
That shit was added in last second. That stuff was added in a year ago, because even the guy who plays Palpatine, he
Ian
didn't hear
McDermott.
about it. Yeah, Ian McDermott. He didn't hear about this movie until a year ago.
But they could have just been keeping it a secret.
George Lucas told him he'd never come back, which we'll get into eventually at the end of this movie or end of this pod. We'll talk about that.
The only thing that kind of hints at it would just be when Rey is training with Luke in episode 8, and he says that she goes straight to the dark when she's meditating.
Yeah, that's true. She sees herself.
But that could have been anything. That could have led to multiple things. And it's more of something that they could just pick up and use and say, oh, look, it is planned.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is a good point, though. I forgot about that scene, honestly. What happens next? Then next, it's the Finn, Poe, Chewie, random slug creature on that ship.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who says, the guy who gives him tells him about the fucking, what do they call him?
Oh, Bothan spies?
The guy who told him who was the spy, that was Mark Hamill in a cameo.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
He tweeted about it.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, though. Win the war.
Yeah. Win the war.
Mark Hamill dying twice in this series, man. But I don't know how I feel about the light speed skipping.
Yeah, doesn't that kind of break canon in a couple ways?
It seems really risky because one, Han Solo says that you have to really calculate stuff. Says that in A New Hope.
Yeah. He was saying how it's a very precise thing. Okay, yeah. So I saw this as breaking canon in a couple ways because unless they've been upgraded very recently, TIE fighters did not have hyper engine drives.
Those ones do.
Those ones do. Okay.
Yeah.
That's covered. But then, yeah, in like A New Hope, in Empire Strikes Back, they can't just hyperdrive skip or whatever it's called. What is it called?
It seems crazy, man. You're just going to run into something.
Yeah.
It's a wild concept. Like what we were talking about the other day, the odds if you light speed skip, like you're going to end up in space too. More space out there.
Way bigger odds of just being randomly in space. Astronomically favorable odds of being in space. And like in A New Hope, when they're escaping Hoth, though, they have to shoot their ion cannons to get away. They can't just light speed straight off the planet and shit like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It just seemed like a crazy, crazy risk. No, I just didn't know how I felt about it. Kind of felt like that's what they did the whole movie too. After this, it just was like scene, light speed skipping through the movie.
I agree, man.
The pacing, especially in that first 45, 50 minutes, they weren't letting stuff really breathe. It felt like.
That's why I agree that I think it could be either way longer or it feels like two movies smushed.
Well, isn't it 30 years after like A New Hope?
This would be 31 years after.
So their
Return of the
technology
Jedi
could be better.
That's true.
In defense of it.
Definitely. Okay, good point. It just seems like a crazy risk. But yeah, I agree. It could be that technology is a lot better, even with hyperspace.
But it doesn't seem like they've been in this era of, peace and advance, like technological advancements. Besides Palpatine,
Which, what the fuck, man? That guy had so many ships.
Dude, that shit bullshit.
yeah,
They're just flying out of the ground. I was like, God damn, how are they gonna beat these? And whatever. We'll talk about that. That's all the end discussion. Yeah.
keep going, Zach.
I was gonna say though, a point though is that we know that they're at least good with carbon freezing. That's improved.
In The Mandalorian.
So there could be other aspects of that. It's okay, whatever. I'm done with the lightspeed bullshit.
Okay.
Well, what happened next? Rey. Oh yeah. So then it showed Rey finally her perspective. They introduced all the characters again. Reintroduce. She's training, and okay. For me, honestly, I felt like with Leia specifically, it really felt like they were just like, we have these scenes, we really need to write around these, because it just felt kind of out of place, any line she had.
Leia's?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's like not a lot you can do with that.
I don't fault them too much for that.
Yeah, because she died. She was supposed to be the biggest part of this movie. It was supposed to be first movie Han Solo, second movie's Luke's, Leia's the third one. And even a couple years ago, Kathleen Kennedy said she wasn't going to be in this movie at all.
Really? What the fuck?
Damn, what?
Until JJ was looking back into the old footage and said, okay, we can work with this.
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you guys think about her being a full-on Jedi now?
Wait, Leia or Rey?
Leia.
Yeah, bullshit.
I feel a little out of left field. I don't have anything against her being a Jedi. I think it's cool that she's a Jedi, but I just wish they would have built up to it more.
They established it?
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere. She's like the rebellion general. Then all of a sudden she's a fucking Jedi and she's just has the right to train someone. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I always wanted to see Leia become a Jedi, but in The Force Awakens, this was straight from J.J. Abrams himself. He said that she never became a Jedi then. She chose to be a general. She chose to go down that path. And in the opening crawl of The Force Awakens, it says Luke is the last Jedi in that. That's the reason why Rian Johnson even named the title The Last Jedi. He got it from J.J. Abrams. She learned the basics, but she never was at this level that she's torching Luke in one-on-one lightsaber battles. She's never carried a lightsaber.
Yeah, that was fucking a dumbass flashback too.
Could you say blasphemous even?
Pretty. That's pretty fucking blasphemous. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're really telling me Luke, a fully trained Jedi Knight, is going to get torched by his Padawan, who supposedly doesn't even train at all. But I guess now they retcon that she has trained this whole time.
Yeah, this is a straight retcon. She's a Jedi Master, man. Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Force Ghost, dude. She's not at that level. She's just dead. Is what
I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to be a Force Ghost, but like.
Yeah, no, I'm saying she doesn't deserve to be a Force Ghost. She didn't learn the Force like that.
Yeah. I want her to be a Force Ghost, but she doesn't deserve it, is what I meant to say.
It just never was really set up. Yeah, even Rian Johnson said that in the last movie where she does that Mary Poppins bullshit, that was literally like a life and death situation.
That was so, oh my God. I was pissed when I rewatched that. I was like, are you serious? What is that? I can't even believe that I forgot about that scene. Like how horseshit that scene was.
It would have been, that scene was very bad.
Dude, every other Jedi would have been dead.
Yeah, even Luke.
I was just about to say Luke included, dude.
Any Jedi in that situation, I'm expecting them to die.
Dude, that's instant death. Like, just by anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a human or a Jedi.
Fatty explosion.
Unless you're fucking Superman.
Yeah, bro. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like that this was JJ trying to explain even that scene, but it didn't need to be explained why she survived that. We moved on from it, we moved on from the Mary Poppins.
If they would have showed like a scene in Force Awakens of something Force related, something she was doing Force related, and maybe a scene in the beginning of episode 8 before that.
You mean like what kind of Force related?
Like a flashback Force related thing?
They showed her having connections to her son in The Force Awakens, but it was more just like similar to what she had in Return of the Jedi. Like she gets feelings.
Yeah, she's more she's like emotionally connected to the Force more.
She's still a Skywalker, so she would have crazy potential and probably as much potential as Luke.
Okay, I shouldn't say Force related, but more like Force combat related, I guess.
She never carried a lightsaber. Yeah, man.
No, man.
That one, I just, it was like, I felt like that they just didn't know what to do really because she passed away. And it wasn't even any of the canon novel. Even the canon novels established that she didn't really train either. Like no one even, and in the canon novels, it was around the time too when Ben, because she never even told Ben that Darth Vader was his grandpa until he was older. He didn't even find out from her. He found out because the whole galaxy found out, because that's why she had to leave the New Rebellion.
Yeah, man. I don't agree with it.
On top of everything, if you think back to all of George Lucas's movies, he never used flashbacks to tell major plot points. Did he?
Nope.
Yeah.
No. Only in, I guess in episode 2 or I think 2 when Anakin's having a flashback about killing not sand people. That's like the fucking, what are they called? Oh, Tusken Raiders.
Wasn't that like a vision?
Was that a vision? It might have been a vision.
Yeah, I don't even think that, not like a flashback like this where.
No.
on this scale. I don't think he ever did a flashback ever, honestly.
I was just thinking to myself, has he ever done a flashback?
I can't think of one.
It's just like better storytelling too when you don't have to do that. Oh, what'd you guys think about Pasaana? That was the sand planet. That was the next part. This is where Lando comes in.
I thought
Oh, dude, all of a sudden they're fucking at Burning Man.
they are.
This is bullshit.
I thought the odds of them winding up in that exact same sand trap was bullshit as well.
Really? I didn't even think about that. That thought never crossed my mind about them sinking into it. The one thing in that scene, what is so important that Finn needs to say when he's dying? Him being force sensitive is not that important.
No, that I say bullshit on that. I don't know what the fuck. Why would they do that though? Why would they just not say it in the movie?
It's JJ's mystery box bullshit, man.
It's
one of those things where he's like, oh, I put all the hints there. You should figure it out. But this doesn't make sense. Why? What is so important that in your dying thing, you can't tell Poe this and you're trying to tell her as you're about to suffocate to death? I thought he was going to tell her that he was in love with Finn. That was what I was thinking.
You mean sorry, that he was in love with Rey?
With Poe.
Oh, with Poe?
What?
Why can't he tell Poe? What's
well,
the big deal?
Why would he tell Rey that though?
Dude, he was going to tell Rey that he was in love with her. That doesn't even make fucking sense.
That's what I'm saying. Why? Maybe it was Poe. That's what I was thinking.
But why would he? What? No, dude. No.
I think
this was a huge thing going into the movie.
What was?
The whole Finn Poe shit.
Finn Poe?
I mean,
I thought it made more sense than him telling. Okay, I'm just talking about in the logical situations from what we saw. I was thinking it's either A, he's force sensitive because they've shown a bunch of hints in this movie and in the first movie, or it was that the reason why he wouldn't want to tell Poe is because he's in love with Poe. Like, why else wouldn't you want to tell him?
Bro,
what's the
that
big
makes
deal?
No sense.
Dude, that makes zero sense.
If you think you're about to die, why would you say either of those things to Rey? If you thought you were about to die, you would say that to Poe.
Exactly, dude. He'd be like, Poe, I have something to tell you. Not Rey, I have something to tell you about Poe.
That's what I'm
What? Are you fucking stupid, Zach?
It didn't make sense. None of it. That's what I'm trying to say. It didn't even, whatever, boys.
Dude, it was him about to admit his love to fucking Rey.
No,
that's why he wouldn't tell Poe.
Definitely what it seemed
Because it didn't concern Poe.
Well, maybe Poe would get jealous.
Why would you care about jealousy?
What is the
2
thing
seconds before you die?
I'm playing.
Is it a gay relationship?
Yeah. Also, well, that was the whole thing. Was
Poe Dameron.
Yeah, there's little hints through the trilogy so far that could have been a way they were going, and they teased this whole big storyline about there being a gay relationship in this movie, and that was what Oscar Isaac said that he had been pushing for.
It doesn't even make sense, dude. I honestly, after rewatching the entire trilogy, I thought fucking Finn was just in love with Rey the whole time, because that's what makes the most sense. Because the entire time, he's just trying to fucking find his friend. I'm just trying, like, remember when he's the second one when they're being attacked by Star Destroyer or whatever. And he's trying to get off. And he's like, I just need to go and find my friend. Like, he's about to abandon everyone just to go and find Rey. He's obviously in love with her.
That's kind of what I saw too, as well. But he had a pretty strong relationship with Poe as well.
Yeah, because they were homies. But I mean,
he like risked his life to save this dude.
Yeah, but he also needed him at the same time. You know, he risked his life, but he also was risking his life to save himself, not just to save Poe or Finn.
I agree. I was just saying that whole the little mystery box shit that JJ threw in, it was bullshit. It didn't make any sense. It wasn't necessary. Just say he's force sensitive. These unsatisfying mystery box things go all the way back to The Force Awakens with why Maz Kanata somehow has Luke's lightsaber that fell through the clouds of Bespin, and why Anakin's lightsaber would call out to a Palpatine.
No, I agree, because this is supposed to be the fucking conclusion. It's not supposed to be open-ended.
Well, it was there. Him having a feeling, him knowing to shoot the gunner ship at the end, him knowing that Rey died.
Him being force sensitive. Yeah, no, that is there. I was just saying the mystery box shit about what was he going to say.
Oh yeah, well they said that he was going to say he was force sensitive, but I just mean like that.
What?
That's what he was supposed to say. Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Who said that?
That's what the writer said.
That's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard.
That's what JJ said.
Rey, I have something to tell you. I can feel the Force.
Dead.
Dude, we all already knew that shit. That's fucking dumb.
That's the stupidest thing, right? That's what I mean. That's
Oh
dumber
my
than telling either of
God.
them you have feelings for them, is what I was saying. I was just like, why is that necessary while you're about to fucking die?
Jesus.
Yeah, that's just bad writing right there. I'm sorry, but that's bad.
Yeah, this writer that was putting the blame on everyone else, he fucking sucks.
This was true. That writer too. That's the same guy who wrote Batman vs Superman, and he wrote Justice League. Just fucking
So we know
back to
he's
back to
trash.
back.
Damn.
Just not great. But he won an Oscar for Argo for writing, 2012.
Damn, he got
Well, he's
fucking
past his
Argo.
prime.
He just needs to go back. He needs to stay away from franchise
Yeah, he
movies.
should stay away from fantasy shit.
Fantasy sci-fi.
Superhero. So what else was at this Pasaana part? I actually like I thought like the aliens look cool. There was a lot of cool aliens in this movie, and it felt Star Warsy. This whole scene.
Did it? Felt random. That's what happens when there's a bad movie, dude. You just start nitpicking. I hate it.
Yeah. Just tearing it to shreds.
I know, dude. You get really cynical about everything that happens.
I agree, man. And then you kind of overlook something that could be considered good.
Dude, we totally fucking went over when they remade Kylo Ren's helmet.
Oh yeah, we did.
Skip that part.
You didn't like that part?
Dude, they had fucking Planet of the Apes making his helmet.
Dude, those are the Knights of Ren.
Dude, while everyone else is standing around, like, just watching this dude, that doesn't even make sense either. Fuck, here I go, nitpicking.
I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with that part.
I just took it. I took it that
monkey.
I just took it that he's conflicted. He's bouncing back to the Darth Vader aspect with the mask, or him being Ben. It just took it at me as he's being conflicted. But it felt kind of random to throw that back in after he completely shattered it.
Yeah, it was kind of cheesy.
The Last Jedi.
Damn. Okay, that's a good. I forgot he completely shattered it.
Yeah, you broke.
How'd
that.
you forget about that?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a while,
He
honestly.
smashed that, and then he was like, "Fuck Snoke," killed him.
And then became the new leader.
I don't know. That was my take on it. I don't know if there's a real answer for that yet. In the grand scheme of this movie, that wasn't anything that.
No, yeah, you're right.
There was so much other shit that I had problems with that I didn't even.
I thought it was goofy as fuck, though.
Yeah.
That up.
Wasn't that monkey like smoking a fucking cigar or something?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Planet of the Apes. Fucking smoking big doinks and Amish.
Big Caesar over here.
Yeah. Caesar.
God, what else with that? Man, that Pasaana. What else? The
Force heal
now stuff, and that I did like the dude who just blew up on the jetpack. That was sick.
What that? Wow.
Yeah.
And then just bam.
Crashed like that. I don't understand why. Okay, oh my god, man. See, I'm picking this shit apart like you guys are saying, but just every other character uses some sort of land speeder, and these guys have like dune buggy things. You know that's gonna get one of them killed eventually.
Yeah.
Like why?
I don't know, man. That seems like regressive technology.
Yeah. What do you guys think about them doing like Kylo just bull rushing her? She swipes his ship.
Yeah, bro. The whole time he was doing that, I was like, what the fuck are you even trying to accomplish? You're not even shooting at her. What kind of strafing?
Not gonna shoot her. Didn't he say later he was just trying to draw dark side out of her or something?
Oh, so he's trying to draw her anger, kind of like Sidious does.
Yeah, I think he was trying to separate her from. He might have just been trying to distract her so they could have taken the rest of her crew.
Why didn't he just walk up to her then?
Rest of the boys.
Yeah, that would have been a better strategy, Ross. You're right.
If he walks up to him, they just could just shoot at him the whole time, unload on him.
Deflecto style,
Yeah,
baby.
that's some like force shit that you can do, though.
Yeah. Or you could freeze the bolts. He does that.
Dude, he did that in the first one.
Yeah, he
No,
did
you guys
that.
are totally right, man. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck, boys. It looked cool though. It looked sick.
Yeah, that's true. It did look sick.
It did look pretty cool.
What did you guys think of the force heal when she was force healing that lizard?
I liked it
shit?
just because we had already seen that in Star Wars. We already seen Baby Yoda do that. I didn't think anything of it.
I just thought it was kind of advanced for her.
Yeah.
She hadn't been through, I guess she'd been through Leia's training and Luke's training, but it just seemed it's a pretty advanced thing to do. We'd only seen Yoda's species do it. Who else has done a force heal besides, I can't even remember. No one.
Yeah, I was okay with Baby Yoda doing it just because I thought maybe it was something exclusive to Baby Yoda's species. But when Rey started doing it and shit, it kind of made me feel like that was I don't know. It kind of ruined a lot of things in like the prequels and everything. Because how come Luke didn't force heal Vader in episode 6? How come Anakin didn't think about force healing Padme?
Obi-Wan force healed Luke.
Oh, in episode 4 he did?
Yeah. When he's knocked out by the Tusken Raider.
Oh, yeah. That's
so
true.
There was some force healing. This seemed a little more advanced.
That wasn't like, did he force heal him or did he nurse him back to health?
He was unconscious and he just waved his hand over his head and it's good to go.
He put like his finger to his forehead.
But dude, that's Obi-Wan after years and years and years of fucking...
I feel like they might be able to explain this one because this could be... She had all of Luke's... She had all the sacred Jedi texts and stuff too. She had all the books, so that could have been maybe something she picked up. But what I remember from like the EU canon, when it used to be the EU and like the video games, they never made it seem like it was that crazy of an advanced skill in the video games and all the old books. But they also made it seem like it was something that certain Jedi can do it. It wasn't like something that everyone can learn. It was kind of like a unique ability.
You have to have an affinity for it.
Yeah, and I just took it because she's in an extremely powerful family that's something that she could learn.
But usually a force heal is an extreme light side ability, but she has extreme dark side powers, it seems like.
Ooh, good point.
I guess that might be a little nitpicky.
When has it ever been said that it was like an extreme light side ability?
But I mean, in the games, who was the person who was able to force heal?
Light side.
Anyone could, I thought.
No, that's a light side.
Really? I remember just being like Knights Old Republic and just doing the route where you could just kill anyone, and I thought I could still force heal people.
No, you can use force drain. That's the dark side equivalent of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I can't remember. I don't know, dude. I didn't know
what you're talking about, Zach.
Yeah, Zachary.
Maybe that's why they coordinated Baby Yoda doing it so people wouldn't get pissed.
No,
they've already seen it. I will talk force healing more about that later when we get to the end. The other thing I forgot about this scene too, I think the thing that like really kind of bothered me was the fake outs was Chewie. I honestly thought if they killed Chewie, that would have been a crazy risk that JJ would have taken. And I was like, okay, fuck, dude, they just killed Chewie. I didn't expect that. But then he was alive 2 seconds later. It just felt just like the second time watching it just annoyed me because it's just a fake out, dude. And they did it with C-3PO later. They had a big emotional scene with C-3PO telling everyone he's going to miss them all. And they just kind of bring back his memories a couple scenes later.
And the first time watching that was a huge moment that got me reinvested in the movie.
Yeah, when you think that, dude, because if she kills Chewie, that's a point that I could see, oh, fuck, dude, she might really go to the dark side. She just killed Chewie. She's kind of been involved with a lot of these people who have died indirectly. But that was like a direct one. That would have been her killing Chewie, but they didn't do it.
I know, man. Kind of disappointed.
Okay, is that it on that scene? I think we got Pasaana ripped it. We didn't even talk about... Okay, next, let's run through this planet. Kijimi. I liked all the scenes. The planet looks sick. That ice stuff when they rolled in, that shot was tight. I like Babu Frick. That was a good character.
Yeah, Babu Frick was dope.
Same girl who played Moaning Myrtle did that voice. Honestly, C-3PO was pretty funny in this movie too. He had a lot of great scenes.
Yeah, on the last planet too. And he actually had an arc, which is way more than he normally has.
Yeah, usually I hate C-3PO, but he was solid. He was enjoyable. I like too that they built on with Last Jedi just their force connection and that they could like, remember in Last Jedi they could literally touch because they showed the water. This one they're literally they're fighting each other through the fucking D-ad or whatever. So that was cool. I like that scene where they're trying to figure out where each other was at, or Kylo's trying to figure out where she's at.
That was one thing I really enjoyed about this movie too, and that I've enjoyed about this series, or this trilogy as a whole.
Yeah, they did a good job with the Kylo Rey connection, especially Kylo's character. I mostly enjoyed him.
Yeah, I really liked Kylo's arc in this movie and how his character ended up and finished. I enjoyed it.
What did you guys think about General Hux's arc?
Dude, he was so stupid for fucking 2.5 movies.
How do you go from being a literal space Nazi to being the traitor?
Because he hates Kylo, I guess.
Yeah.
He just hates that fool that much.
Well, Kylo stole his position, though. I can understand it. Just because Kylo stole like his spot that he was supposed to have, so.
Yeah, but that trio blew up his base. He'd have to have some resentment.
True. Yeah, they blew up. Maybe he's just a sociopath.
I was into his death though. Just that other guy. That was the only cool thing that guy did in the whole movie. The other general, admiral, whatever the fuck he was. Besides when he got blown out the window, just turn around, pieced him.
Tarkin 2.0.
Yeah, I like that scene. I don't know anything else on this. On the Kijimi.
Mm-mm.
No, what'd you think of? Oh, what's her name?
Kerry Russell, Zori Bliss. Yeah, I liked her. I thought she had a pretty good line, and she was pretty reassuring for Poe, because Poe was definitely feeling doubtful at that point. And I liked her. I liked her character inclusion.
I didn't have any problems with her character either.
Yeah, there wasn't she didn't have many lines, but she was one of the supporting characters I enjoyed. Her and Babu. The Jana girl, I didn't care. She felt like a straight replacement for Rose.
What Jana girl?
Jana on the next planet, the Death Star planet.
Yeah.
Oh, for real. As a total Rose replacement.
And she's just another stormtrooper. I honestly feel like they didn't they didn't do Finn enough justice in this trilogy. Think about his character. He is a stormtrooper who realizes that he's being basically brainwashed, and he has to go and kill all these people that he knows went through the same position as him. Like, they could have dug into that. He would definitely have conflict killing these people.
Yeah.
I really wanted them to... At one point, he's just mowing down stormtroopers, too. He's going through a hallway with him and Poe, and he just is fucking mowing down legions of stormtroopers.
Yeah, I like that scene.
Dude, he should have fucking died in episode 2.
Or in Last Jedi.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
Roast Tico with the swoop.
God.
He would have gone out as a hero.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too. Right when he was about to die, I was like, damn, this is going to be a sick arc for him. He just goes out, takes out the enemy all on his own.
Nope. That's so fucking dumb. No one of importance died this entire trilogy.
What? Luke Skywalker.
Dude, come on, guys.
Solo.
That's bullshit.
Leia. What are you talking about?
None of the main characters. They weren't even main characters. They were just people they brought back for nostalgic purposes.
I can see that point of view.
You still kill them though. It's
none of the main fucking...
None of the new characters.
Oh, Finn, Rey, fucking... They all are alive.
Well, yeah, it's just... That's what I mean. That's one of their problems with this trilogy. It's just a carbon copy of the original. They even retcon Poe into being a smuggler now. He's the Han Solo of this group.
What do you mean into being a smuggler?
His whole...
With Zori.
Oh, yeah, because she's... Oh, my God. I forgot about that.
There never was a time mentioned ever that he was a smuggler. He grew up on Yavin 4, so he went straight into he learned to fly when he was 6 from his parents, who were both rebellion pilots, and went straight into the rebellion's army, left them because they were being pussies and didn't want to fight the First Order, so he joined the resistance with Leia. There was never really a time when he was ever a smuggler. That's something that they added in just to kind of give him this love story. And that's one of the reasons why it's one of the reasons why Oscar Isaac already says he's like, I'm not going to come back and play this role again. He straight up said, nope. If they offered me a Disney series, anything, no way.
Fuck yeah. They literally retconned his entire backstory.
Dude, I didn't even think of that. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And he was the one who was really actually pushing that whole Finpo thing I was talking about. I didn't even really think it was the thing either until he started talking about it a year ago. And another day after the movie came out, he said, Disney overlords weren't ready. That was his quote.
Overlords?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Huh.
Damn. I thought it would have fit their characters, but they would have just had to develop it more in this movie.
It made total more sense that Finn was in love with Rey and Finn and Poe.
Yeah, no, I agree. It made more sense for Rey, but I think I could have seen it going either way because he had a very strong relationship with both of them.
Damn, Finn had 5 love interests potentially in this series.
Yeah, dude, he's a player.
Man was everywhere.
Maybe he just swung both ways.
Rose, Jana, Rey,
Poe.
Goddamn.
Yeah, Finn, calm the fuck down and die already. Jesus.
Chewbacca.
What?
Chewbacca?
I'm playing.
Damn, I was trying to... Yeah.
No signs of that. No.
You on that hairy gang?
He's just into beast.
Fur boy.
That's the real... Dude, that puts the beast in bestiality. I'll tell you that right now.
Some creatures. Bro, that's another thing too in Star Wars. People will be banging aliens and shit like crazy.
Oh, 100%. Or could they, though, with the gene? With genes?
I mean, they couldn't reproduce, but they could probably smash.
Yeah. Didn't Lando marry a Twi'lek? Lando was trying to bang a robot at one point. They have to be able to bang aliens.
No, they can bang aliens. They just can't reproduce. So, I mean, I bet some can. Kind of like how donkeys and horses can reproduce.
So similar humanoids.
Yeah, but then their children might be infertile.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Did I tell you guys too that Jonna, that girl, was supposed to be Lando's daughter?
No, yeah, I saw that.
Jeez, that's too much. They're trying to fucking make all this bullshit fucking.
I know. They always just make up all this shit on the side.
Yeah, not everyone needs to be connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes your universe. It makes the universe feel super small.
Yeah.
This is a massive galaxy and everyone's connected. Just don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, galaxy is huge. There's 330 billion stars in our galaxy.
Yeah. Okay. So what next? What's scene? So next, we kind of talked about this a little bit. Was just the whole Death Star battle between Kylo and Rey. I guess we didn't talk about before though. You know what? Oh man, here I go again. But just this plot literally is like you're finding a device to figure out another device to get to a place. It's just kind of a basic kind of treasure hunt story.
Like Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Indiana Jones felt way more natural than I shouldn't even compare it to that. I mean, some of them did.
Yeah.
It's almost like the previous movie because they had to travel to that planet to find the
hacker
to get back to the Death Star or to the Star Destroyer to kill their shields.
Yeah, that plot was so stupid in that movie.
You know,
it was so unnecessary in The Last Jedi. Yeah. Just a pointless B plot.
Fuck, man.
And what else? The other thing too is like, there's no way the Death Star would have big ass chunks like that.
That's what I was just gonna say. There's no way that shit survived,
dude. For real, dude. After we literally saw it just get blown up to 10 billion teeny fucking pieces.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that, dude. Fuck.
That shit got blown the fuck up.
Evaporated into a fine mist out into space.
And the whole fucking throne room is just chilling on the moon, right?
Yeah. Fuck. Somehow an entire huge chunk of it just no.
The main chunk of it just chilling.
Yeah.
And Palpatine's just gonna make a little map. Hey, here's my path back to me.
Yeah, I'm right here, Billy.
He gonna make
an extra and just
make a little dagger that points right. Because he would have had to made that dagger after he died.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Did we already talk about the part 2 where they revealed that she was a Palpatine?
Dude, that dagger was definitely some National Treasure shit.
Nicolas Cage just pops out.
For real. She's like, hold up. She like pops the little dagger out. Oh yeah, it's right there.
The Freemasons put it here.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, Ben Franklin probably made that fucking dagger, dude.
Dude. Oh, and how the fucking edge just perfectly aligns up with the rebel.
Dude, that was the dumbest fucking shit. Oh my god.
Hey, dude.
Oh my god.
It was the Force, man. That's the answer.
Shut up, dude. Jesus.
That's not how the Force works.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was some straight Goonies shit, man.
100%, yeah.
Remember the Goonies? He like holds the fucking thing up. Yeah, they biting on the Goonies now too. JJ, man, this guy.
This guy.
Man. Oh, okay. In that scene though, what'd you guys think about the Han Solo scene? I actually liked it.
I liked it.
I thought it tied well back to the beginning. It had the same exact quote.
Yeah.
Except for the I know part. Yeah. That was the only thing that was added, I think, was just him saying I know.
Well, that technically ties back to Empire Strikes Back when he says that to Leia. Yeah,
some legendary. That's like the best comeback ever. Someone girl confessing they're into you.
I love you.
It was like some curve.
I know.
Dude.
Yeah. That scene was good though. I liked it. I saw a bunch of complaints on that saying, why is he a Force ghost? He's not a Force ghost. That's just
a vision.
That's right? Leia projecting like the last of her life to try to, because she always said that Luke would never be able to get to him, but you can because you're his father. That's what she said to him in The Force Awakens. So I like that tie back.
Yeah, I know. I enjoyed that part. Kylo's arc was definitely my favorite part about this movie.
And Kylo was smoking Rey.
Yeah, he was.
He fucked her up.
Okay, he was playing with her.
That's one part
came back.
I didn't like was how quickly she ran out of stamina.
What? I didn't even think about that. I liked when he walked through the water though, dude. That was badass.
Yeah, that part was sick. Just visually.
Just pissed off walking through that shit. Oh man, she was gassed.
And dude, that would make sense because she like stopped his lightsaber blade with the Force.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's true.
That probably took a shit ton of Force power.
She was just moving so slow. She was trudging through that water.
She healed his stab through the heart pretty quickly, though.
Oh, yeah. After she was already stamina depleted.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. God,
Fuck.
yeah.
God damn it. I was just starting to come around on that part.
It's just
too.
a lot of fuck, dude. It's kind of inconsistent with the force abilities here.
I feel like that should drain you at least. Especially doing that. You just healed someone who almost died. Or he was supposed to be dead.
Fuck, yes, he was definitely dead.
Could have Darth Mauled it.
Dude, I for sure thought he was dead right there. I was like, damn, all right. Please.
Just sheer anger keeping him going.
Put the lightsaber on over it to cauterize it.
Yeah, just cauterize.
Hold on, bitch.
Just cauterize the heart.
The whole wound. Fuck, that would hurt.
Oh my god. With this little fucking crystal, like cross. Dumb. Dude, his lightsaber is fucking stupid.
Really? I thought it's cool.
I feel like you'd cut your own arm off at some point. That's what I was expecting too. I was expecting someone's arm to get cut off too. One of them.
Yeah, I think he only used that tactically one time.
All the real Skywalkers lose their arm.
True. I can only remember him using his crossguards tactically one time in the entire trilogy.
He did it to Finn in The Force Awakens, and he did it to, he like body slammed that Darth Vader cultist at the beginning of this movie.
I mean, yeah,
Dude,
yes.
I'm pretty sure he caught fucking Rey's sword like multiple times during their sword fight with the crossguard.
Oh, really?
I think he might have too.
Sure.
Shit, he might have, yeah.
I have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure.
Maybe a Praetorian guard too. He was fighting in the throne room.
Oh,
so, dude,
no,
it
you're
has
right.
its purposes. Fuck you, Zach.
Yeah.
Dude, you might like accidentally fuck up one time and cut your own wrist off.
Yeah, it does seem kind of dangerous, but
Seems unconventional.
It has its uses.
A lightsaber in itself is unconventional too. So imagine swinging around a blade that is completely weightless.
True, that is a good point. They are except
They're weightless.
The besides
handle.
Besides the handle, right?
Yeah, the hilt.
The hilt is not.
I didn't know that.
But the
That's
entirety
true.
of the blade is completely weightless. It'd be so easy to just like swing it and accidentally nick yourself or just go chop right through your arm.
That's a crazy concept. Like, imagine just stopping another lightsaber with it too. Like, what the
Dude,
fuck?
no
That
wonder
would
they
feel
can-
so weird.
No wonder they can flip their lightsabers around like fucking easy. Like they're always spinning and twirling that shit.
Yeah, like fucking samurai. Whoop whoop. What next happened, man? Oh, now she just dips out to what's that planet called? Octo.
Octo.
Yeah, so Rey dipped to Octo.
I think it's Octo.
Thought that was a decent scene too. I liked Luke appearing. You can see that he's grown as a character too. He's saying a lightsaber is, I can't remember what his exact quote was, but it was just kind of saying like he's grown since the last one where he tossed away his lightsaber. Now he's basically telling her not to do the same thing as me.
He was saying it's like a sacred weapon.
So I liked it. It showed his growth. That was the Force ghost I was expecting in this movie.
Yeah. Okay. So I did like his growth, but at the same time, the way he delivered the line and the way the line is written as well just really seemed like a dig at episode 8, dude. It
wasn't though. It wasn't.
Yeah.
They asked the writer about that too. He said, no, it's just like what we were saying. It's just him realizing that he was his mistakes.
Yeah. Just the feeling behind it and like knowing Mark Hamill's stance on how his character was portrayed in episode 8 just made me feel like it was kind of a dig.
I think, well, he liked how his character ended. He ended up being the one who saved the rebellion. And so that's what they were building off of, the Luke at the end of the movie. So I had no problem. I thought it was good. I liked it. She's wearing the Alderaan hood, same style as Leia.
The white hood. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't much else in that scene. Then she just steals his ship.
The weird part was like how she needed Luke to tell her that the Sith Wayfinder was in there. Like, wouldn't she already know that?
I like that line. You have everything you need. Wasn't that a callback to
Episode
Yoda?
8 to one episode ago.
Yeah, he said that. That's right. Where did that TIE fighter come from?
What TIE fighter? She
Kylo.
Oh,
She stole Kylo's,
yeah,
right? Kylo
yeah.
must have those on deck, man, because we just saw it get fucked up beginning of the movie.
What the fuck? I don't know
Yeah.
where that TIE fighter. No, that TIE fighter is different from his normal one. His normal spacecraft is a TIE silencer.
The one she had wasn't a TIE silencer because it had the little
It's the same thing. Yeah.
had the crystal in the back of it.
No, the TIE silencer is more streamlined to the front, and then a TIE fighter is like has those big square panels on the side.
She wasn't in it. Okay, I'm talking about when she goes to Octo, when she destroys that
she was-
ship.
No, yeah, she's in the TIE silencer. That's Kylo's.
Okay, so he has at least he had multiple ships then, is what I'm saying. Because the first one got blown up on Pasaana. She sliced that thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. I didn't think about that part.
Yeah. Okay.
But where does he get the TIE fighter after she steals his second TIE silencer to go to Exegol?
Who? Oh, you're talking about Kylo. I think he must have just got it in the Death Star, right?
Also, how does he find his way to Exegol without a Sith Wayfinder? Because he crushed it
already.
But you need it to lead you through the nebula. That's the whole point.
No way. He was forced. He had to be like force guiding his way through that nebula.
What? I don't know.
He's a badass pilot.
That is true. He is a badass pilot,
and he's hella force sensitive.
It made it seem like it was impossible to get through unless.
Well, it wasn't. Clearly, like the whole fatty army just rolled through.
For real.
No problem. It couldn't have been that hard.
Dude, yeah, exactly. All they needed was a fucking to follow Rey's little signal.
Yeah, they just needed the coordinates, I thought.
So did they even need that Wayfinder that bad anyways?
She needed it. She didn't know how to get there. And then she sent the location. She sent it back.
Send location.
Yeah, but it makes it seem so easy. It makes it seem like you could just find your way through without
I know. Yeah, that's a problem.
Now we're talking about it. That's a good point, dude.
It was way too easy after, but I think that maybe he just already knew how to get there.
If all those motherfuckers can make it through, Kylo can definitely make it through. That's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. The real question is, okay, so that's the Death Star, and he gets a TIE fighter off that Death Star from the second Death Star that blew up 30 years prior. Do those ones have hyperspeed?
No, those ones do not have hyperspeed.
Fuck, bro. That might be a legit plot hole.
That is, dude, for real.
Oh my God. I need to stop talking to y'all. I'm just going to keep finding shit wrong.
Just keep digging up shit, man.
JJ, come on the pod. Please explain your movie, man.
Yeah, please, JJ. I honestly just want to talk to him, see what's going through his head. Like, I want to see what the process was to make these movies.
Well, you know, the other problem is these movies were all on a deadline. They were like, we have to put these out every 2 years, which I never understood from the beginning, because George Lucas's movies always had 3 years in between, and they always had fatty gaps between each movie. Like, whereas, you know, JJ left it on a cliffhanger for Rian Johnson that you had to continue the story right from there. She just met Luke. You have to start it from why has he been gone this whole time? So JJ is the one who established the whole Luke's a hermit kind of story that was built off, and you have to do it in 2 years. It's just like there was no way they were going to change this release date. It was set. That was another thing Chris Terrio said. So they had a year and a half or whatever to get this movie. Like, this movie didn't get finished completion until December with special effects, everything.
Fuck.
That's fucking cutting it down to the wire.
Wild. Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Yeah, it would be. I'm sure he'd say something simpler like, yeah, dude, I was kind of on a fucking tight wire right here. I bet he was able to overpass the Lucasfilm story group. They've been super quiet on Twitter. I've been trying to see if they've been responding about all these movies, but nothing yet.
Lucasfilm's story group, you said?
Yeah, so George Lucas he made a story group to make sure that there's consistencies with the books, comics, all that stuff going forward, or that was made right before he sold it. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, all these movies and books and all these tie-ins, they're all supposed to be connected. That was the whole point of all this shit. But clearly, you know,
not ain't happening.
Yeah, they just said, fuck that, I guess. So, okay, whatever. Now we at the end, finally, Showdown at Exegol. Oh my God, finally, boys.
Jesus.
I'm gonna say I'm extremely glad they didn't do the Force Ghost bullshit that we talked about 6 months ago. All the Force Ghosts coming and helping her fight her, Endgame style. Would have hated that. Glad they didn't do it. I was okay with the whatever she said.
I am all the Jedi.
No. That was horrible. I was saying
I hated that line.
that was not good. The part where she says, "Talk to me," or what the fuck is she saying?
Be with
me. Yeah, I liked it. If I don't think about it in the context of everything of it being a saga, I was like, okay, that was a cool moment having all the Jedi talk. It was better than what I was thinking they were going to do. And they had a ton of Jedi, dude. There was like Luke, Anakin, Ahsoka Tano for some reason. I guess she's dead. Rip, big rip. Ayla Secura, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, Alec, and Ewan were both there. Yoda, Qui-Gon Jinn, a couple other dudes from Rebels and the Clone Wars TV shows.
Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah, he was there too. Adi Gallia.
Dude, who were all those motherfuckers in the audience?
Oh, yeah, I had the same question.
Those were those Sith cultists. Apparently, all the Sith troopers, too, were like kids of them that they just handed over to Palp, Big Palp. So they were just chilling out on Exegol loyal. That was a cool. I wish that they had dug more into the whole cult aspect, either with Darth Vader cultist or them.
Yeah,
Like
I got brushed over.
Yeah, like that's a part of the lore I'm interested to see how they flesh out in future stories or in the comics or whatever. And just the fucking Knights of Ren, dude. Fucking scrubs. Literally toys. They're just toys.
They didn't get their fucking full story arc because of they weren't in episode 8 at all.
Dude, whatever. You could have had them do badass stuff in this movie. They didn't do it. They just tracked everyone and then they just turned on their master. They've been following around forever.
Yeah.
And get smoked, which was a badass scene. Like Ben was smoking them, but dude, they didn't do anything. They were hyping them up like they were going to be something. They were supposed to be like force sensitive dark side users.
Just carrying medieval axes around and shit. What the fuck? Why?
Were the Knights of Ren not supposed to be like the people that Ben fled? Remember? Because he left Luke's temple with a bunch of other Jedi.
Yeah,
I think some of them, but they were already established. Like they have a Knights of Ren comic, and I was checking that out the other day. They were already a group called Ren, and their leader was called Ren. And they would just travel around the galaxy and try to like convert people to dark side using abilities. And they had lightsabers. So I don't know what happened. They don't have them now. Or at least the leader had her lightsaber, who Kylo then eventually takes the top dog spot from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. They felt like a Captain Phasma. They feel like a Boba Fett. They just didn't do a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Holdo or Husk. General Husk.
Oh, dude, he's just like another moron. I mean, like, because Captain Phasma and Boba
people
Fett
that had potential.
They had potential. They looked cool. They had no real lines. They just kind of looked badass and were supposed to be these badass characters and just kind of died weak. Didn't do much. Just another story I get like there's so many arcs you have to flesh out, but they just didn't have anything. They just didn't do enough with them.
Where did they get all the kyber crystals for the planet killing weapons? Because didn't they use almost all the kyber crystals for the first 2 Death Stars and Starkiller Base?
Bro, fucking who knows, man? Palp got that contingency plan. Maybe
Where
there's
the fuck though.
We don't even know really much about the outer rims or the unknown regions, so maybe there's another planet out there.
Where did they get the rest of the resources too, though? There's like 10,000 of those ships?
Dog,
Maybe.
I don't know, man. They built them out there somehow because he had the contingency plan where they were going to flee to unknown regions. So he's probably been building that stuff up. He had like 1,000 Death Stars essentially.
Yeah.
They just keep going back to Death Stars, bro. Fuck.
That's their plan, man.
0 for 4.
It was shit. No, and now it's like 0 for 10,003. They're the worst.
All right. What else did you guys think about that ending? You guys go. I'll go in after. Luke, what'd you think about the ending? Everything Exegol on.
I think they had created such an immeasurable force in all those Star Destroyers that they just had to bring the most ridiculous fleet the galaxy's ever seen, and all these people who would never actually help the Resistance just out of nowhere. It just seemed so random.
Yeah, they didn't come for Leia in the last movie.
Like, that was so fucking random. Like, oh, like Lando was the dude to be able to rally the most fucking insane fleet the galaxy has ever known to defeat an enemy that is the most insane enemy ever.
I think maybe it's just that this time they didn't come for Leia, but maybe Luke, this could be how you tie it in. Luke really did inspire everyone, did inspire the galaxy, and they realized, dude, this guy's the real deal. How the fuck this guy come back to life 30 years later? Even that line by Oscar Isaac was hilarious too. Palpatine's back. I don't know how. Like, just no explanation.
Dark side forces.
You could just see like the pain in his face as he was saying that line because he just had no explanation for how.
Where were those people for either of the Death Stars, or when a fucking Starkiller Base destroys 5 planets at once? Where were they for that?
They were scared.
So they're not scared of 10,000 Death Stars?
Maybe they just figured, fuck it, man. Didn't they blow up a planet in this movie too? Kijimi?
Yeah, they did.
Lando's a very convincing guy.
I don't know if it was Kijimi, but I know they blew up a planet.
I think it was Kijimi because I thought they killed Babu Frick for a second. I was pissed.
Lando's a very convincing guy. All right, that's how we'll explain it.
Yeah, that's the reason, man.
Charisma.
Oh my god, what else, Luke? What else did you think? Like, what'd you think about fucking the battle
between Palpatine and Rey?
Yeah, just that whole bit. fucking Ben, all that shit.
Fuck, I wish they weren't just like force pushing each other the whole time.
Palpatine like whips out a lightsaber.
Like just force sucking each other.
Palpatine plan was so random this movie. He's just killed a girl. Now kill me, kill Ben, kill, I don't know.
Yeah. He's like, oh wait.
He thinking the whole time. What?
He even called up on his force phone to Kylo when he was on his ship and said, make sure to kill her twice. I don't know, man. He just bounced his plan. Dude, it just feels like Palpatine is way too smart for that. We've seen this guy map out Order 66 over years. He was always playing 4D chess with everyone, always ahead of everyone, leading up to when he eventually died. And that ending, it's like, what the fuck is your plan, dude?
Yeah, man.
You're gonna tell Rey your entire plan? What if she just strikes you down with anger? Then you would have solved it. That would have been your plan. You don't even gotta tell her, and she would have done it.
His character was pretty bad in this.
He was one of the best villains ever, and they kind of just fucked him up. We can talk about what you wanted to talk about, Ross.
Oh, Anakin's prophecy.
Undermining. Because I agree. I think there was even one line, too, the one thing in the Force Ghost shit that I didn't like was when he said, bring balance to the Force as I did. But that was the whole point, dude. You already did it. It already happened. Didn't need to happen again. Now you could just bring Palpatine back for episode 10 years from now. Who says he's dead right now?
Terrio.
A clone of him could still be alive somewhere.
At least if they had done a clone, you would know it's not. Well, there was it was fucking Snoke or whatever. It's fucking stupid, but he's not going to have as much power as Palp. At least I feel like he wouldn't be as powerful as Palpatine in his normal form. Or just anything. Like when they were even teasing Palpatine, a couple months ago, I didn't think he was actually going to be back. I was thinking he was going to be like a Sith holocron or some sort of entity. I don't know, dude. Just something different. Not physically body, because we seen that dude get thrown into a reactor, explode, and then the fucking whole Death Star exploded. He exploded twice.
Maybe he's just Mary Poppined his ass to fucking Exegol.
He just like Leia, dude.
Mary Poppined.
He just blew up, survived the explosion, then just
flew there.
Mary Poppins to a little TIE fighter floating by. Exegol.
Dude, it was his life or death reaction,
Take
me there.
Destroy the Jedi.
Destroy the Jedi.
Oh my god.
Kill him.
We didn't even get like a iconic Palp line in this movie either.
Yeah, we did.
Like a new one.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, agreed. They just used the old ones.
Do it. That was the best though. I cracked up when he said that shit.
Do it.
That's what I'll say though, is at least Ian McDiarmid he felt like it hadn't even been 20 years since he played this role. He hopped right back into it, no problem.
Yeah, he was good at it, for sure.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So it's treason then.
Fuck. What else, boys?
So many good prequel lines. Okay, this is what I was going to say about Anakin's prophecy though. So think about it. Now that the series is complete, you could see the full scope of the prophecy. So this prophecy is a 1,000-year-old prophecy that the Jedi Order has been keeping. And throughout that 1,000 years,
both sides.
They were in, both sides. But the Jedi Order was, it still was correct. So that throughout this 1,000 years, it's basically all peace for this whole 1,000 years of this prophecy being around.
Well, we don't know about most of the. We don't know. We don't know about anything before like 100 years before all this shit, right? Like realistically, we don't know.
Yeah, it was just the Jedi Order was ruling for like the past 1,000 years before this. Basically, while the whole time Yoda was alive, basically was an era of peace. Besides the Clone Wars.
Well, there could have been other wars as well. I think there could have been, because if they're trying to do another. This is something we'll talk about eventually. But if they try to launch a series within the past 1,000 years, there has to be some other sort of conflict.
Okay, but despite that, I think my point still stands. Now that when Anakin fulfills his prophecy, it brings about 20 years of peace, and that's it. A 1,000-year prophecy about somebody who's going to bring balance to the Force, and it only lasts for like 20 years. About
like 25.
Yeah, like what the fuck? That just makes a prophecy so dumb. Makes it pointless.
Well, it just makes it. It just undermines. It really, honestly, undermines his entire. Yeah, like you're saying, like his entire arc. Because for one, George Lucas said he is the chosen one, and Palpatine's not coming back. He had as far as I can tell, with what he was writing with his outlines, there was no plan for Palpatine to come back. None. That totally came from supposedly Chris Terrio says that was already there when he got brought in. So that's a Kathleen Kennedy thing. Apparently she always wanted to bring it back, which is stupid. Or it's a JJ thing. And it's probably also, I don't know, dude. That's on Kathleen.
Sorry, Kathleen. Fuck.
Yeah, it just undermines everything. And Ian McDiarmid said too that that George Lucas straight up told him Palpatine's dead, dude. He's not coming back. I agree. Fan. That was pretty. It felt like we'll raise the chosen one now. She defeated the Sith.
Yeah, not a fan.
And the Skywalkers are wiped out. They're gone. Palpatine's bloodline lives on. Dude, it was totally like Endgame though, like you were saying. I'm all the Jedi.
Oh yeah.
I am Iron Man.
Oh, that was another thing. Thank you for bringing that up. This game did rip off Endgame pretty fucking hard, dude. When Lando came in, he should have just said on your left. It was so similar.
What did he say?
You're not alone or some shit.
This is the same thing essentially.
But it was the exact same thing. Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Thanos snapping and Iron Man saying I am Iron Man was the same shit as Rey and Palpatine saying I'm all the Sith, and then she's like, no, I'm all the Jedi.
Dude, so
fucking beat for beat the conclusions.
And the problem is that this, like Endgame, that's over 22 movies. It feels way more earned than that fan service, whereas this is just one movie.
Yeah,
it doesn't have that hit.
Well, I mean, technically, it's over 9 movies, but
but you know what I mean. Like Palpatine was nowhere in this trilogy until the end.
No. I agree. Yeah,
42 years of storytelling, and you kind of just threw out Anakin's.
Yeah, so the first 6 are kind of just irrelevant, except for some of the characters are in this one, and that's kind of it.
The perfect ending was Anakin tossing that fool down the reactor for this story, for the Skywalker saga. They should have just. Yeah, man, they should just launch a different trilogy. Just don't call it this. Call it something else.
They could have used the same characters too, even. Just made a different story for them.
Yeah, and I remember George Lucas saying that too, is that he was always saying that if he did his episode 7, 8, 9, he wanted to do it around the year 2012, because that's when he thought Mark Hamill would be of age to tell his next trilogy.
Yeah.
And Luke was always supposed to die in that too, but I think it was originally planned to be more at the end. Like that's supposedly what happened with the original writer of episode 9. What's his name? Forgetting it.
Of episode 9? Terrio?
Colin Trevorrow.
Oh, Colin Trevorrow, yeah.
Yeah, Colin Trevorrow. He was beefing with Rian Johnson because he wanted Luke to still be alive for his movie.
Yeah.
And Colin Trevorrow also said there was no plans for Palpatine in his movie. Said that was a JJ thing.
Chris Terrio might be lying then.
I feel like he was brought in after, though, because he was brought in after JJ was already announced as the director.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
How much do you remember, like, the time scale?
He was saying that he got brought in and he took about 2 or 3 months to do research, because he said he knew the original trilogy really well, didn't know much about the prequels as much, like lore-wise. And then they started writing. And he said that pre-Notion, they knew this trilogy had to be about Kylo and Rey, and how Rey, like Kylo was always supposed to end in a redemption arc. He was always going to get the Anakin arc, which I honestly think that would have been really cool if they had just made him the villain. That's what you set up in The Last Jedi. I felt like that's the direction. Okay, how do you turn that? I don't know. Like that would have been something cool, like something different, because we've already seen Anakin's arc.
Wait, so are you saying you didn't like Kylo's arc for this movie?
No, I think I'm fine with it. I don't like it because it tied into Palpatine. I don't like what they did around it.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I don't think he should have lived. I seen like there's a lot of backlash saying that he should have lived. How do you let that guy live?
No,
he killed so many people.
Yeah.
Be like, why would you let Darth Vader live? That's the same argument. Did you guys like the kiss?
I was going to bring that up too.
Go for it.
I think it was fine. And they had a strong enough connection. It wasn't like, it didn't feel unearned to me. Maybe it felt a little weird in the moment, but
I didn't think he was clearly in love with her.
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it.
I didn't think it was like, I didn't gasp at it or anything or go like, like a ton of people in my movie theater did that.
Yeah,
I was just
really?
Like,
really? Huh? I saw like people angry about that. That was his first kiss too. Poor guy. Maybe that's why he was so angry, man. He's 32-year-old virgin.
He deserved it then. Fuck. He needed that.
Just kiss her and then just ghost her.
Damn, what a way to go.
This dude, like, Palpatine was laying pipe, and this guy wasn't. Not him. Just poor guy, man.
Ball sack face.
Oh my god.
We all should have saved our last kisses for the moment before we died. What the fuck, guys?
You mean first kisses?
Oh yeah, fuck. Our first kisses.
What about the last scene? Rey Skywalker.
I kind of wish it would have said
Rey
Palpatine.
Yeah.
Or just
thought it
Rey.
was-
Dude,
Rey.
Ross, I was on the same boat as you.
Thought it was about like accepting who you are and then overcoming that.
Yeah, not everyone needs to be tied back to the Skywalkers.
Dude,
Yeah.
it would have been people would have been pissed if fucking Palpatine was like the last fucking, Rey
scene.
Like to end the Skywalker saga.
Oh yeah.
Well,
People
that's
would have
that's
been
what happened.
pissed.
She's still Rey Palpatine. His bloodline lives on. The Skywalkers are gone.
I know, but people would have been pissed.
She should just said, "I'm Rey, no one," or something.
Or
Yeah, she just said, "I'm Rey."
I'm
Yeah.
right.
What's the wrong with having one name? So many people in Star Wars have one name. It's not that uncommon. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca,
Who?
Yoda,
Greedo.
Greedo.
There's so many. Do you guys want more Force Ghosts at the end?
Did I want more?
Yeah. Do you think Anakin should have been there?
I don't know. She didn't know Anakin.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She wouldn't have known if all those people would have been there. She wouldn't have known him.
Luke and Leia was perfect.
That didn't. Yeah, that was fine.
Plus, it was their lightsaber she was burying too. It made sense.
The reason why he said that they buried them, he said, because Chris Terrio said because Tatooine is a beautiful and peaceful place. That was the reasoning.
What? That is not true. All Tatooine is one of the least appealing planets to look at, and it has fucking god damn it, dude.
This garbage sand planet.
Mos Espa is literally described as a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Maybe it's just because that's where the fucking trilogy started or saga started, so that's where it ends.
Yeah. But it just
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense for her character. She never been there.
But maybe she
But
knew.
yeah,
I
but
don't
she
know.
might have known Luke grew up there though.
But the last time Luke was there, his grandparent, his uncle and aunt were burned alive
Yeah, roasted.
by stormtroopers. The last time Leia was there, she was enslaved by a giant slug.
Fuck.
The last time Anakin was there, did he go in? No, he didn't go in A New Hope. The last time he was there, his mother died. Was killed by Tusken Raider. Is there anything good that we didn't talk about? Shit, we should talk about some good stuff first.
Oh shit, yeah. I was a little confused at it, but I thought Palpatine with the lightning was pretty badass. Like that was pretty sick.
Yeah, they finally showed like how powerful he could really be. Well,
Yeah.
they've shown that before how quick he is, but just him lighting up the sky.
Just him full brute force, all of his power.
Yeah, and then he just gets deflected.
Okay, damn it, it's turning into a negative again.
Oh, sorry, fuck. That was cool though. I was thinking it looked dope visually. It looked sick. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this guy's lighting up everyone. Why is he even? Oh, just kill them all. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, why did he need his little stupid plan to work?
Plot, man. Plot.
He could have just murked everyone. He didn't need no one's help.
Oh my god, that was true. That they did show a lot more Force abilities, I think, in this movie compared to others. Though there was just all the battles, Rey's abilities. Kylo was doing cool shit. There was more Force. I can't even think of everything that they did with like Force abilities, but definitely more than I think most movies.
Rey stopping the ship, that even seemed kind of high level for her too.
Yeah, and the lightning too.
Yeah, the lightning thing's interesting because it's not like it's passed on. It's more of a
Dark
like
side ability.
Count Dooku did it.
Darth Vader could do it too, but he was capable of it, but he couldn't because of his life support systems.
Yeah, he's just a straight cyborg. Didn't even have arms or yeah, exactly. So I guess that was their foreshadowing that she was a Palpatine the first time in the series. Yeah, what else did I like? Let's see. I like too when he became Ben Solo. You could definitely see Adam Driver switched up his acting style. He did a bunch of Han Solo mannerisms. His stance, he kind of did like the come at me stance, and there's something else that he did too. Oh, he shot back. Didn't even look at that dude. Look at that fool and just blasted him.
Oh, when he was walking around the corner. Just,
Yeah,
shot him over to the right.
that was straight Han Solo.
Yeah.
And that blaster he has is a cool tie-in because it's a blaster that Lando gave him when he was a kid, which actually ties back coolly into the books.
Where did he find that? How did he get it so quickly?
He just probably always had it. Fuck, I don't know where he would. I don't know. I'm not even gonna think about it. I don't know how he got it.
Yeah.
No more plot holes.
It was hiding under the back of his fucking cape.
But he
Maybe he kept it under his pillow always.
It seems like most Jedi have a blaster with them.
So he
What?
oh, no.
Rey always carries a blaster. Luke always had a blaster.
So you're saying he carried that hunky fucking thing on him at all times?
Must have hiding his pant leg.
Dude, I thought fucking Jedis never used a blaster. Like true Jedis never used a blaster.
But that's the thing. Why not? The Jedi were flawed. That's why they got fucking wiped out. That's the whole point. That's what I thought that they were going with this trilogy too.
It's a clumsy weapon.
They kind of brought that back too. That's where I thought Rian Johnson was going. That hey, forget all that shit. That's not how it works. Clearly, it didn't work. Like the Sith got wiped out, the Jedi got wiped out. You need to do something different. But then JJ comes back and says, "No, good and bad. That's it."
Yeah. Let's do it the exact way we've always done it.
Yeah. What else? I like that. I like the Muppet too. The Muppet creature when Lando's car.
I mean, didn't do. Oh, that's another character that I really like too. Was Trio.
Who's that?
Or what was the name? Dio. The droid.
Little droid.
Yeah. The one was like, no thanks. No.
That one was voiced by J.J. Abrams.
Oh no way.
Oh, I really liked Chewie in this movie too. One part for me that felt really emotionally was when he found out Leia died, just because he's been with her since the beginning. He owed her a life debt because his life debt extends from Han Solo. So that part actually I did feel pretty emotionally watching. And they got him the medal.
Oh,
I did like that fan service. That was one fan service I really did like, that he didn't get that in A New Hope.
Yeah, that was bullshit. At the Yavin medal ceremony.
Yeah, they didn't give my man's one.
Racist against Wookiees.
Aesthetically, these movies looked gorgeous. Their battles never looked better. Just the sets look amazing. You could just tell J.J. Abrams really puts in the time for the sets. That all looked really good to me. The water planet, the battle that they had just looked sick. Him walking through the water, all that stuff looked good. There was definitely still really good parts of this movie. And for the most part, it still had that Star Wars feel. Like there's like kind of that Star Wars high you get when you're watching parts. I definitely got that at some points too.
That feeling is just fading for me and it sucks.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I remember definitely going into The Force Awakens, dude. I remember when they dropped that first teaser trailer, it was just insane.
Oh my God.
Like, they showed Finn pop up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Stormtrooper, holy shit. They show Rey, they show the Falcon again. That hype definitely was not there for this movie, but parts for me, I did feel that because I went and saw it at Lucasfilm too. So it was just being in that atmosphere was really cool. But damn, dude, just overall, I just didn't think I didn't hate the movie. I just didn't think it was a good movie. Just thought it was kind of bad.
I thought we were supposed to say our good things about the film. You just
sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I thought I was. All
right. Well,
you go, Luke.
I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, me neither.
Damn, boys. Okay. So Chris Terrio says he's leaving it to the imagination of the viewer on how Luke Skywalker knew Rey was a Palpatine despite not batting an eyelash over it in The Last Jedi. Because remember, he didn't even say anything when he brought up Darth Sidious to her.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any explanation. In The Last Jedi novelization, though, Luke looks Rey up and down and senses she's a nobody. The exact book excerpt says, "They sent you? What's special about you? Jedi lineage? Royalty?" Then it says, Rey was none of those things. And after a moment's consideration, Luke seemed to sense that. So, unless Leia somehow told him in the afterlife, it doesn't make sense because Leia and Luke definitely hadn't talked in a while. Even before that, the conversation at the end of The Last Jedi, when he's force projecting himself, that seemed like the first time they talked in a while. So, Lucasfilm story groups, they're going to have to explain this one in future content. But right now, it doesn't make sense. So, okay, like think of it this way. So Leia sends off Ben to Luke because he's touched by the dark side or whatever, and she needs him to do it. But if she's a fully trained Jedi, she could do it herself.
Yeah.
She's his mom.
Yeah.
And she knows this whole time, this Palpatine, that she's a Palpatine. And another thing, too, is that she never told Ben Solo that his grandpa was Darth Vader. Never. He found out when he was like 24 years old, grown up already, and has probably been wondering why there's this darkness to him this whole time. And she never told Rey. How is that any different situation? You could have done something different and told Rey who she is really as a Palpatine. It's like doing the same thing, but it just worked out better this time.
They just got lucky.
Yeah, and I just don't like leaving it to the imagination. I don't like that reasoning.
Yeah, she deadbeat mom.
And there was, for some reason, people thought that Rey was going to stay and live on Tatooine. The writer confirmed that's definitely not what's going to. I don't know why anyone thought that shit was going to happen, but
no,
definitely not. You know what I was going to talk about is I thought John Boyega did pretty good acting in this movie too, for what he was given. They still just make him yell Rey all the time, but I thought like he's improved over the trilogy
for sure. I agree. I liked his acting.
All right, we got some fan questions too. Matt Smith. Oh, one thing too. Matt Smith. He was supposed to be in the movie. His role was cut. Variety's reporter Justin Kroll said, I guess he was supposed to be in the movie. That was the report. The rumor is he was supposed to be like a younger Palpatine when Palp came back. But I think they just went with Ian McDiarmid because it made sense. It worked. Just another actor was cut. Let's see. It doesn't have any. It's not any of the crazy controversy like all these release the JJ cut and all that shit. If you want to see the JJ cut, it's in theaters right now. Go to your local theater. This is the movie he wanted.
Wait, it's that one's in theaters now?
The movie,
the actual movie,
The Rise of Skywalker is the movie.
Oh,
that's the JJ cut. We don't need to keep doing these release the whatever movements.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all are insane if you believe that. Random dudes on Reddit. No, I know that there was actual leaks that happened before this movie. Like looking back, the leaks were pretty accurate. But this is all bullshit. It just comes from a trolled subreddit. The subreddit was called Saltier Than Crate. What is that even? That's a Last Jedi hate group. Of course they're gonna troll everyone. Yeah, we don't even need to talk about whatever was in it. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's see. So we got some fan questions, and then we're done. I promise.
All right, sick.
Richard James, he wants to know, what would you want to see next if these characters are used again?
Them all die. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to see them get used again, though. That's why I said that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I need to see him again.
Yeah, I think I'm good too. I don't like.
Sorry.
I think I'm good. They did their thing. That's it. Move on. Please move on. Do something different. No more Skywalker shit. No more Rey. Just move away from all this. Do something completely different. That's what I want. And no more trilogies. Stop tying yourself to a trilogy. Just tell stories. Like, see where it goes. Don't confine yourself to these. Oh, we have to do a trilogy and we have to pack in 4 movies and all these twists and turns in your arc, in your cohesiveness. Okay, next question. Oh, he wanted to know actually what was it that actually killed Leia. I think it was just she used all her force power to try to like bring this memory back. That's got to be it, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing that I would think of either as being logical.
And her body disappeared when her sons disappeared too. I thought that was a cool little poeticness. Maybe they're together somewhere.
Well, we know she's a force ghost apparently, but Kylo probably not.
Kylo just in the fucking just down in the he's just down in the hole somewhere, and his grandpa, who he's idolized his whole life, is just talking to a Palpatine. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Taylor Summer 23. How the fuck is Palpatine going to have a kid and they're a nobody?
Wait, what?
That's
okay. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. He just chose not to use his force powers, which is weird.
Question is, who is like letting Palpatine smash?
For real, dude, his sperm's probably like fucking just electricity straight out of his dick hole.
Just smashing with that monster face too. Like, you think about the timeline. So let's break it down. Okay. So Order 66, that happens 19 years before A New Hope. This happens 35 years after A New Hope. Dude, that had to happen after he was already like Darth Sidious, ugly motherfucker.
That's why it don't make no motherfucking sense, boy.
I'm thinking it probably wasn't consensual, but
fuck, that's dark.
Or maybe he like implanted his seed in a woman using the dark side.
Or she's just a straight gold digger. That's the question we need an answer to. Yeah. That's the biggest question, man. Who the fuck is banging Palpatine?
Let me come inside. Do it. Let me come.
Oh my goodness.
I want you to feel my seed.
Keep going, boy. What was that part 2? He's like, I can't hold on any. Oh my god.
What?
I can't hold on any longer. And he's just getting reflected on.
Oh, by Mace?
Yeah, by Mace.
He got deflected on twice in the series. Didn't learn a lesson. What a dumbass, man. Fuck. All right. Yeah. Any more? Okay, let's see. At Phil, he asked too. Also, how did Ben just randomly die after saving Rey? I assumed that this was because she was dead, so he transferred his whole life into Rey. A life for a life, right? That makes sense. They had a connection. Yeah. They had this 100%. Insane force connection. That's also how I think that he was able to bring someone back to life. Like, remember, that was Anakin's whole goal, was to be able to bring someone back to life, and then his ancestor did it. But I assume it's only because they have this connection, right? Does that make sense? Okay, what do you think?
Okay,
that's my theory.
My question is though, why didn't Rey do it back afterwards? She's like, all right, I'm just good with the life now. Thanks, Kylo.
They keep just like killing each like themselves. No, you, no, you, no, you.
But Rey comes back and she's just crying over him, but she's not sad enough to try to bring him back.
It didn't really affect her. She was kind of unfazed.
Yeah. She's like, oh, thanks, Kylo.
Just pops up, celebrates. Like, dude just gave his life for you.
Appreciate it. Fuck, man.
Damn, they kind of fucked up with that too. Holy shit.
Oh, man. This one's a great movie.
Oh my God, boys. Fucking. Okay, next question. Well, this Phil Daddy just said something that we were saying. Palpatine was a lazy excuse to explain Rey being overpowered. Yeah, I mean, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, even with that, I would have been totally fine with The Last Jedi when they established that she was a nobody. I was cool with it. I thought that was kind of different because it's saying, hey, you're getting away from the Skywalkers. There's a lot of the stuff in The Last Jedi I did like. There's a lot of stuff I didn't, but that was something I didn't care. That was fine with me. Like Luke's arc, totally cool with it. That arc that these people, you can be a powerful Force user and not be a Skywalker. I like that. But no, he just tied it back. It has to be these big families.
I agree. One of my favorite parts too.
This is cool because we didn't actually talk about this. From Peter at P94 at home. Personally, I thought this movie had the best lightsaber battles of the sequel trilogy, but the prequels still have my favorites of the franchise. With the new movies potentially being in the High Republic era, would y'all want to see return of prequel style fighting or original trilogy style? I think what I would want is maybe a mix. Maybe not super, like there were some parts that you could say in the prequels were a little over choreographed, but definitely more like that pace. I like that. But I like the aesthetic of these new fights. And they kind of seemed a little floppy because they're not pros in this new one. So I like that too. I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
I would want to see a fighting style where they incorporate force speed and stuff like that more, because that's an ability that's been teased a lot, but it's never really been fully fleshed. Just their ability to move around so quick, using force speed and using force abilities, incorporating them really smoothly into the combat.
Yeah, like this trilogy did that.
Yeah. Use that, but then just bring it up a little bit more. Like have all of the Jedi's arsenal and be able to incorporate that into a fighting style at the same time.
Yeah, what about you, Luke?
Prequel.
Yeah.
Prequel. Oh, yeah, you said a mix? Yeah, fuck that shit. More prequel. Yeah. Give me that spin, motherfucking spin shit, boy.
Spinny spins.
Yeah, let's get fucking Wolfgang Stegemann to fucking choreograph the next.
I agree. Let's get my man's in there.
Wait, who's Wolfgang Stegemann?
Boy,
he did the Renfrey battle in Witcher episode 1.
Oh, I thought Vladimir Furdik did it.
No, that was the only one. That was the only one he didn't do.
Oh, really? Dude, I honestly think Vladimir Furdik is not that great.
Dude, me and Zach were just talking about this last night. He's not that good.
No, agreed, man. Most of the stuff that he worked on in season 8, I wasn't a huge fan of.
Yeah, it's kind of just like some frou-frou bullshit.
He wasn't so in Game of Thrones season 8, because he played the Night King, he was more just like a stunt guy in that. He wasn't one that coordinating the fights or anything.
Didn't he help on it in season 8 for some of the White Walker stuff?
Probably, but he wasn't like the main guy in charge of it all.
Okay.
Whereas he was the fight choreographer for most of these fights in The Witcher.
Yeah.
But Henry Cavill, I looked into this too, Luke, after all that, because I was like, that's really interesting. Henry Cavill called him up and said, yo, we need you to come do these reshoots.
Oh, so he legit did that?
Yeah, and they cast like all, and the reason why that one looks so good is because it's all stunt doubles.
That's sick.
That's dope.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, that's the best fight of the series.
It's the best fight of like, dude, television.
This year, yeah. That shit was fire.
That's the same guy, Luke or Ross, he did all the stunts in Mission Impossible Fallout.
Oh, damn. Dude, we do need that guy.
That's why Henry Cavill called him up. And that's why he does all of Tom Cruise's movies, which we should talk about too. Peter mentioned the High Republic era. That's the rumor right now. It's going to be 400 years before the Skywalker saga. Yoda isn't going to be the same Jedi we know because, he's a lot younger. And they also are saying that it will be a trilogy rather than a series of films set in the same era. The source was Making Star Wars. This guy just got dunked on by Colin Trevorrow the other day when he put out a bunch of info. So it's definitely take it with a grain of salt. But it is interesting. We should know soon because I think in January is when they're making the announcement on who the next director is for the next trilogy now that they're going to replace D&D. This was the trilogy too that D&D was supposed to do.
Yo, imagine if it's Christopher Nolan.
It won't be.
I will cream my pants, dude.
Won't be. There's no way.
Fuck. I want it to be so bad. Dude, maybe they'll make it Us.
I don't think Christopher Nolan's down to just be constricted. If Kathleen has these ideas on how she wants stuff to go, I don't feel like he would like that. You know what I mean? He feels like Warner Bros. Just lets that man make what he wants. And same with DC. They just let him do what he wanted with Batman. I can't see that collaboration working.
Yeah, but not everyone gets those kind of rights that he gets. He's like earned the ability to be able to say, this is a movie I want to make and like it'll be good because I have a track record.
But I feel like Kathleen, up until this, when she took over Lucasfilm, man, she was making hits. She was producing hits. If we look over her track record, like she's a very accomplished producer. And it's clear that she likes to have pretty much, dude, she's fired. Like so many people have left projects, Star Wars projects, the past 7 years. I just couldn't even see it. I couldn't see him being down to just be involved with this crazy Star Wars movie, have this next level hype to him and just controversy and, you know, just the behind the scenes stuff and everything, dude. It's just a whole different thing. It's a whole nother beast.
Dude, especially if he was behind the movie, imagine how much hype would be around it.
Oh, it'd be nuts, man.
Fuck.
I don't know if I could see him doing another even series, a set of series of films. Like I think that it was really hard for him to come back and do a third Batman movie, right? Wasn't it? Just because his whole plan was to have Joker in the third one.
I mean, he could have ended it on the second one. Probably would have been a fine ending.
Batman had to get redeemed.
Or did he? And that's a cool way to end a story. Just on a character that's kind of just fucked up and you just have to leave it there.
You could have ended it, but it felt like that was going to be a trilogy.
No, yeah. I could see that too.
Okay.
I mean, obviously it was, but yeah.
Let's get back to these questions. Moosty boy. Can you guys talk about the high expectations fans had for the new trilogy? I believe Star Wars is a very simple story at its core, and people had undeserved, insanely high expectations for the new movies because of nostalgia, and therefore were disappointed. And I could see that a little bit, but the still thing it had to be executed correctly. There's just these didn't feel cohesive, and I think people are allowed to critique something like something you really love.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a spectrum to it. You know, there's people on one end that are insanely critical of it, like overly critical because of how much they love the franchise and they want it to be the way that they knew and loved it when they first saw it. And then there's on the other end of the spectrum, just people that are willing to give it any amount of pass because of the other end of the spectrum, basically, is how I see it. But then, I mean, there's people closer to the middle on both sides. And I feel like I'm biased. I love Star Wars, but I can see the flaws in it and I could see the things that I like. And this just wasn't a very good movie, let alone a Star Wars movie, you know?
I think even you can still critique these. This is art, dude. Someone's putting this out there. The first Star Wars movie, that shit got nominated for 11 Oscars. So if you can hold it on that, like that one to that standard, why not these new ones, man? These movies should still be getting better. We have better technology and just better acting, better everything. You know what I mean? It just, the problem with these ones is they weren't cohesive. There wasn't a set direction they had with this. It was just JJ going and setting up all this stuff that didn't have a good payoff. Like another thing I just thought of, there was no reason why Rey's lightsaber should there's no reason why Anakin's lightsaber should call out to a Palpatine. It seems they were trying to set up her being a Skywalker from the beginning, and something happened along the way that they couldn't do that because of what happened with Rian Johnson. But JJ should have directed that movie too. He was offered by Kathleen to direct the second one. He said no. So he could have had control of his whole trilogy. There could have been a team behind it. At least like with the other ones, George Lucas was driving all 6 movies. This one, there was different factors all along the way.
Another aspect I think that gave the original trilogy that, you know, kind of lightning in a bottle feel was just the fact that they were doing the movies because they had a story to tell. They weren't doing them because this is the biggest franchise in movie history and we need to make these movies to make money, or that we have expectations on making sequels and stuff like that. You know, they just had a story to tell and then they got the best team they could to tell it and they went out and did it, you know.
And it's still different too. Like it's different when you don't have plot points, like what we've already talked about with the twins and with Darth Vader. That's stuff that you're developing your story, whereas this changes stuff that was already established. It's just, I think people are allowed to critique stuff. You're allowed to.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
there was high expectations too, because it's saying, well, if you are about to make a sequel to some of the most beloved movies of all time, it's got to be good.
Yeah. And you have to know that going in, that obviously it's going to have high expectations.
Yeah. I mean, the first movie made $2 billion. And that's the other thing too. Box office wise, this one's going to make $1 billion, but $2 billion that first one to $1 billion probably this movie. That's a big drop off.
Yeah.
They should just take a step back and really try to figure out what they're going to do with the next one. And I think another thing of that too is Star Wars, they're only coming every 20 years or so. Maybe step back even a little bit and sit on it for a couple more years. Just do these TV shows, because like Mandalorian's pretty good for the most part, pretty solid. Obi-Wan, that sounds kind of sick. I'm excited for that story too. So
Clone Wars season 7's coming out too soon.
Yeah, exactly, man. There's some good Star Wars stuff. It's just whatever. Okay. At the real Trejo, what was up with Rey just showing off her lightsaber?
Oh, just randomly.
Yeah, I guess she could have just gone down and used it to light up the bottom of that place. I don't know, man. That's a JJ mystery box. At LXF112. I think I'm in the minority that actually enjoyed The Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was a good film. I can see why people probably did not enjoy it, as I did have my problems with it. Though none of it is JJ's fault, in my opinion. Disney rushed this trilogy. I think it's all their faults. Disney, Kathleen, JJ, Rian Johnson, everyone just not, like we've been saying, everyone not sit down and have just a good direction for this stuff.
Yeah, I think everyone
definitely partially
blame.
JJ's fault. Yeah. Fuck. This one's just, I think we talked about this. Yeah, we talked about pretty much all that you guys going to do. We already talked about the director's cut shit. At Luke Sanders, do you think we will get any explanation on how the Emperor survived when the DVD is released, or maybe in a director's cut? Fuck, man. I hope so.
I hope they just leave it.
Just don't say anything. Yeah, just move on. Forget it, dude. Yeah.
Please.
There's going to be no good explanation. There isn't. So,
right? Like, you're not going to be able to explain that in a satisfying way. I don't think, anyways.
The Force, that's it.
They just say the Force. Nothing else.
At Seth Andrig, will Rey ever come back? I'm sure she'll come back in books and spin off shit. Daisy Ridley already says she's not coming back. All the actors say they're not coming back. That's just,
oh fuck,
just it shows how they feel about this, man. They kind of just the press tour was really telling just how they were acting. Oscar Isaac, John Boyega said he won't come back either. We said he won't do a Disney Plus show. I'm not sure on a movie.
Let's go.
Billy D. Williams though did say that might not be the last we see of Lando. So I could see them doing like that fourth rumored prequel show. Not even rumored. Remember they said that they're making another one, like a secret TV show. I could see that being a backdoor pilot right there, and with him and Jonna.
Hey, Billy D's got to get work, man. I don't see him in a lot of shit. So
yeah, I'm down with more Lando.
Yeah, got to get that paycheck, baby.
At Bing 182, why didn't Palpatine just stop shooting his light? Good question.
Fuck.
For another time.
God damn it.
All right, I'm done. That's it. Yeah. Okay, dude. That's it, boys. Let's rate this shit and then let's get out of here. Well, this is it. I mean, this was the movie. This is one of those movies we've been talking about since we started this pod. So
yeah,
that's fun. Like it was going to be tough for them to live up to any expectations, honestly, with what was set up. I don't know what I would have done differently.
I feel like that's kind of a cop out. Like if you make just a solid like 8 out of 10 movie, just a pretty good damn movie with not a lot of like holes in it, I think most people are going to be satisfied with that. Way more satisfied than this anyways.
What? Well, of course, but I'm saying like, how do you end this? How do you end the entire Skywalker saga? I don't know how you would. I don't know how you do it. It goes back to how you started it, how it was all set up. I don't know. I don't even know if you have Luke live longer or Han Solo live longer. I don't know if that changes. I don't know what the answer is what I'm saying.
That would be a question that you would have to answer over a period of time. I don't think you could just ask us right now and we could just come up with it, you know? We'd have to sit down and talk about it.
Personally, I was talking to Luke about what George Lucas wanted to do with the whole Wills stuff and like he wanted to bring back, what was that shit called? Midichlorians?
Yeah.
Dude, he wanted to bring back some of like the worst aspects of the prequel. So even from what we know in his outlines, it didn't sound good either. It didn't sound like there needed to really be a 7, 8, 9. It just tells Star Wars like there's so much stories in the Star Wars universe. It's so big. Just do different stuff. Don't even touch this era. Do any other area.
I wasn't saying they should ever use George Lucas's original like first draft skip.
His outline for 7, 8, 9?
Yeah.
Dude, we all know his outlines suck.
Not the first draft, dude.
I was
Once
just saying
you get to,
like
seventh rough draft, then you're looking good.
oh, but I just mean that his like commitment was to this whole midichlorian idea. That's what he wanted to build on with his next trilogy, and like these microscopic beings called the Wills.
No, the Wills aren't microscopic.
Yeah, they are.
No, doesn't Yoda visit them at the end of the Clone Wars?
No, they've never been in anything.
No, they're in the Clone Wars. It shows them at the very end. Yeah.
Says you can only view them. This is from him. You can only view them under a microscope. And they're the ones who are controlling the whole universe. They were supposed to be the ones who placed Anakin. All right, boys, let's rate this shit and go to bed.
Oh, we gotta get Luke back on here. He's muted himself.
What?
Give us a rating.
Rate it.
Rate this shit.
Rated Big Poppy. I rated a 60.
I'm saying 60 out of 100 for me.
60.
I said 62.
I think overall, probably definitely my bottom 3 Star Wars movies. I'm just going to say it. Bottom 3 Star Wars movie for me. Episode 1 and 2, worse. For sure in my mind.
52.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck this movie.
What would you rate episode 1?
I was just thinking that. I think I would rate that I was thinking like between 40 and 45 somewhere.
What? I'm going to rewatch it and I'll come back to y'all.
Yeah, dude. Please do.
Honestly, I feel like I watched it like a month ago or something. And
okay.
I thought it was still good.
So that movie has 4 good parts. Pod racing, a good part. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, good parts. And then their battle with Darth Maul, good part. 4 good parts in the whole movie.
Them assaulting the Naboo castle. That's a good part.
I like that it makes the world bigger too. You get introduced to new planets.
Yeah, world building. Darth Maul. Okay, Darth Maul is pretty cool too, just in general. At last we will have a revenge.
Damn, I'd probably just give it a 60 just so I can say I'd still rated all the Star Wars movies positive.
No, they're not all positive.
Bottom 3, all 60s.
Dude, I actually just made a list of where I rank every Star Wars movie because I was talking about it with some of my friends from high school.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back, number 1.
You know. At one point, the list was just 1 was Empire Strikes Back and then 11 Phantom Menace and nothing else was filled out. But my bottom 4 were The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Attack of the Clones, and then Phantom Menace at the very worst one.
Say that again?
My bottom 4 were 8. Okay. 4th to last was The Last Jedi. 3rd to last, Rise of Skywalker. 2nd to last, Attack of the Clones. And then the worst was Phantom Menace.
Dude, I still think...
Dude, there's only like 9. You're going to have a bottom 4?
There's 11 Star Wars movies.
Yeah. I have all 11.
I'm talking Skywalker shit, motherfucker.
Oh, I did all 11. But even if it's just Skywalker shit, they're still all at the bottom because they're all Skywalker shit.
I think, dude, because Last Jedi has some stuff that I really loved in it, but it also has some of the worst shit I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Last Jedi was... That's why it's hard to put above Solo because Solo's like consistently good.
I need to... I've only watched Solo once.
I watched it twice, but there might be some stuff that I'm missing.
I'm looking at your list. Revenge of the Sith seems way too damn high. 2nd best Star Wars movie?
Bro, okay. The 2nd through 4th were very hard.
That bitch at number 1, boy.
You're all crazy.
I almost... Revenge of the Fish...
You underestimate my power.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
You're Revenge of the Fish?
What?
Revenge of the Fish.
Okay.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Oh my dude, so many cringe lines in that movie.
But they're so iconic.
So much cringe.
Whatever. Get drunk and watch it. Fucking it's good.
Okay, that's true. But it has so much good stuff in it too.
I can't believe you have Revenge of the Sith over A New Hope.
It's tough.
I think okay, here's my just looking at this, I'm putting Force Awakens lower just because of this trilogy in general. Okay, I'll definitely have Empire. Okay, I can do my undebated top 4. Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Rogue One, Return of the Jedi. Those are my top 4. Everything else, I don't know.
Respectable.
I think I'd put Solo above this trilogy, this recent trilogy. And I would definitely put Revenge of the Sith over this recent trilogy. So probably Revenge of the Sith 5th, then Solo, then, dude, I don't know, Force Awakens, Last Jedi. Yeah, then the bottom 3, like I said. Okay, I guess that wasn't too hard.
Damn, you figured that out real fast.
There's never been a time in the Star Wars movies that I've ever been so pissed than when the Mary Poppins scene happened.
That's true.
It just felt so wrong. Because
Agreed.
I remember literally thinking, this is okay, so that's how she dies, you know, because she's dead. The actress is dead. And then she fucking opened her eyes. And then she just Supermaned it. And I was like, what is going on right now? And I remember literally someone in this theater screaming, what the fuck? Like, and that was my exact reaction. I swear to God. I was like, what the fuck was that? And they added that scene in post-production. And what's his name? Rian Johnson never gave that explanation for that scene for like 6 months. So I couldn't watch the movie again after that because I was just didn't make any sense.
Dude, that scene made her the single most powerful Jedi.
Yeah.
And she was not. Yeah,
She's
I
not
don't know,
a Jedi.
man. And she wasn't a Jedi until now. She is now. I guess that's another reason why JJ threw that shit in. Thank y'all for listening. That's all we got. Long ass one, but that's all we got.
Thank you, everybody.
Make sure to drop us reviews on Apple, wherever you can. Follow us on Twitter at Not a Movie Pod, at SW Tweets. That's our Star Wars account. At Culture Crave. Follow you boys. I'm at Zach_Williamson, at Luke_Goosens, and at Ross Cutsforth. Shout out Julian, j5music.com. Bunch of content. Subscribe to our Patreon. We're gonna start getting ready for the Game of Thrones prequel. We're gonna start doing Patrons on Game of Thrones, and we're gonna do complete character breakdowns for all the guys, all the big players that are gonna happen in this prequel show. Oh, should we do some shout outs? Might have a couple.
I love you, Mom.
Oh, if you haven't listened, we did dropped our Mandalorian pod. Bunch of Mandalorian pods. Did the whole season. Go back and listen to those. If you're a new listener. Let me check Chartable. I know we have like a couple that we haven't read in a while. Been a minute. Shout out Noah B25. Thank you, reviewing man. Cameron Chase Clark. Thanks, bro. Did we do Peter Polinsky? I feel like we have. Peter Polinsky. That's it. Shout out to everyone who subscribed to our Patreon too. We up over 40, man. That's awesome. Thank you all. That's fucking awesome. What else, boys?
We got over 40 today.
We're over 40.
Hype, dude. Fuck yeah, that's sick.
We creeping. 200.
Yeah.
Let's get to 200 by end of the year.
All right.
Fuck it. By summertime.
Doable.
200 what?
Patrons.
Oh, fuck yeah.
200 what? Just a mouthful of fucking food. Fat ass.
Oh, you just got fucking spitfired.
Fuck you, Zach.
All right, fools. That's it. We're out of here. Let's log off. Peace.
Later.
Later.